live.
Oh, you guys are live!
Hey!
Ho! Happy holidays, oh the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special holiday episode of The Role Players. We're so excited to see you guys, as always, to play a little Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
So
Happy 4th of July, everybody. I mean,
Whoa.
yeah.
Wow.
We are down. Alyssa is not able to join us tonight, but we want to give a big shout out of congrats to our player Alyssa. She was selected for the prestigious Sunday Company at the Groundlings. Now, if you don't know what that is the theater improv theater that everybody from SNL mostly came from that theater. It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Super excited for. Great job, Alyssa.
yeah, Alyssa, way to
But we
go.
are so missing you tonight.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Antlers off.
It's a very big deal.
See
A special hi
See what I did?
to our producer Jamie and
Jamie.
Jamie's partner Mike.
Mike.
Hi guys.
Mike.
Thank you for being in the chat tonight and keeping all of our players warm and toasty
That's it.
on
Yes.
this holiday special.
Some of us more toasty than others.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm wearing a full-length fur coat.
that's true. And the Santa hat, strangely, it's like fire on my head.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
I do my best to keep it on
Sweaty, itchy wool.
as long as I can. Per our last episode, every night we're going to have one of these lucky players interacting with you. And we're going to use, of course, a die, because this is a dice game,
This is
to decide who that's going to be. Christopher, are we all good?
Or echoing. So I'm just saying what we can do here.
Echo gone.
Echo gone.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? It must be that.
You're a
oh,
genius.
Also,
you
Azar, you can
disable the
scoot a
gain? I
little
added
closer
like
to
just
Chad.
a couple dBs of gain on each one to make it level up a little bit.
Maybe that's
I'm
it.
gonna get cozy.
That's got to be it.
Cozy
You
up?
can just,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, right click and
No,
filter
that's
and
better.
take them off.
Just take them off entirely?
Yeah, just take them off.
All right.
No more gain?
No more gain.
You get nothing.
So, of course, we messed with it because last week was perfect but a little quiet. So we just tried to get a little bit more, but whatever. We've screwed our stream. So stand by while we correct that. But in the meantime, I will just roll. We're not gonna have the camera up for this because we're adjusting mics. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Azar, you are ineligible because you did it last week.
Oh.
Okay.
And I know you were a big hit,
Fun.
so it'll all go
It's
around.
time to share.
Okay. Oops. That's right. I did it twice, but it was the same number. Seville, you are up tonight.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Seville will be in chat. Now, make sure you pay attention to the story, or I
will.
will shut that down.
Okay, okay.
So this is like everyone who is tuned in has the opportunity to talk with the badass.
That's true.
Seville himself. That
That is very
was
true.
fortunate. That die roll
That's
was
lucky.
huge.
Yeah, and because
They
I
could
did
be
it twice,
stuck
it was the
talking to,
same,
like,
same
Otto.
number. It was meant to be.
Otto would be.
You know, that's
Otto would be just nuanced.
yeah,
He's really
yeah.
Um,
Another time. But that's awesome.
okay, cool. Are we all good on audio before I do any more?
I think so.
All
How
right.
are we sounding, guys?
Yeah, guys, give us a little like thumbs up if we're good on audio.
Because we want to obviously get going with this game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And once I get the Christmas spirit going, there's no stopping.
No, you cannot
No
stop
stopping
this
it.
train. This is the Santa train. I've got the hat. I've got the jacket. I've got the
The spirit of love is
D&D
here.
in case you can't see that.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah. This is Christmas time. Holiday time.
That's right. If
Hanukkah time.
If something goes wrong, you can blame Seville.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what I'm gonna
Well
blame it
done.
on, Chris? That you're not wearing Christmas stuff. All right, that's it. I just need to say it one time, and now.
Bum, bum.
Maybe he is representing other faiths, or those that are less consumeristic. Maybe he's
Could
Wow.
consciously objecting to Christmas in general.
That's true.
Okay,
Or
I'm
gonna be honest
maybe
with you, I
kind of
just
forgot. But
Forgot.
nevertheless,
But
I would go with that one though.
it's also not
that sounded a
Christmas
lot
yet,
more
so
like.
I feel like I have a little bit more time, don't I?
This is the
No,
season. No,
it's
this
the time.
Okay.
this is the last weekend before
Right
Christmas.
after Thanksgiving
Okay.
is over, it's basically Christmas for
Christmas.
like 2
I didn't know that.
months.
I didn't know
Yeah.
Right after
Okay.
Halloween is over.
Yeah,
it's
it's
And you know what?
just-
This is a great segue because I wanted to talk about what this season is about. I know for a lot of people, it can be religious, but for a lot of people, it's not. But for us, it's a time that we are our best selves, where we care about others, where we remember to give
Yeah.
and take care of those around us. So one of the things that we're doing tonight, for every follower, starting actually before the stream started, we already had one as soon as our Instagram post went out. We are donating a set of dice to schools to get these tabletop role-playing games going in schools, which is actually a very cool and important thing, because kids who might have a rough life, who might not have an outlet for creativity, D&D and those type of games really help them. They help you deal with traumas. They teach empathy. They're fun. It's a good place to go and just bond and be physically present with others. So make sure that you are right now, if you're here, text your friends, call them, get them on Twitch, get them to follow us so that we can send those dice out to those kids.
Absolutely.
Aw.
Yeah,
That way, one day they can grow up and wear onesies and reindeer hats
right.
with other people and still be considered socially acceptable.
Totally.
Totally acceptable. But this is our love of the D&D community, your community, and we want to give back and spread the love. So thank you guys, and I just want to thank Tabletop Loot for administrating this giveaway through their Gift of Knowledge program. So if you don't know Tabletop Loot, go check them out. They've got tons of cool stuff, and you can always make a donation there if you want to also support that charity. All right, so hopefully our sound is fixed. If not, let us know. And I think we're ready to get into tonight's
Let's do
episode,
it.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody remember what happened on the last episode?
Not a clue.
Yeah, I have
no
this-
idea.
I did this last week where I had this total blank, and I'm like, oh, what happened? It was over a week ago, so now my brain is mush.
I do remember some, and maybe you guys can help me fill in the blanks. If I remember that the big thing that had happened was Seville had decided to
Yes,
use this ring that we found at the necromancer's mansion.
that's right. And he bamfed out of
Yeah,
the
it
tavern.
caused them to teleport and vanish away from us and reappear back at the sort of magical skull that was linked to the ring.
Correct.
But he did so right as we were being attacked
it's-
by this
But that was like
thieves
two
guild.
weeks
by-
ago.
But
Familiar
basically,
thugs.
our last session was
Was-
us,
Facts.
and after that happening, going to
Rescue Seville,
reunite with him and
who through some really cunning action and really falling back on his
No
training.
pun intended.
as-
literally cunning action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Falling back on his training as an edge
Thank you,
guard,
Alex.
managed to escape what was surely a
It
deadly
was a little
situation.
harrowing
Yeah.
experience.
We all sat in anxiety as we thought we were just gonna watch your character die.
Yeah,
you
I
know-
thought it was gonna
Avoid
be
that
a quick-
situation. He was like a full-on.
He really did. I was worried. I thought, well, there's a chance he's gonna die here, and we'll
Yeah.
see.
It's
Because
never.
it was an hour and a half before you guys could even get back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
True.
So we were reunited,
You
as I
guys are-
recall.
Well,
You
there was
are-
a battle with zombies.
And it feels so good. Man, all I'm gonna say is I heard the low parts and the high parts, and
this is
All the middle
I
parts.
was.
And the
It's all in the
middle
There was a
parts.
middle part in
This
there,
is-
I
we
think.
are a
There's
tight
that
group.
texture.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're really gelling.
we are
It was soulful. It's
Dial-
like
we are
260.
dialed
Yeah,
in tonight.
somebody had some
Moment.
vibrato in there. I don't know who it was, but kudos. I
Public-
think
public
I don't know what that means.
As
so
I
I'm gonna say it
Don't
was
be a
probably.
hero.
after
Don't
after
borrow.
that, it was you. All
Yeah,
right.
it was me.
Okay.
We were
Some
we were then
vibrato?
heading, I think, north toward the city of Vordin. Yeah.
We
Yes.
decided.
And but we had planted word in the town that to tell them that we actually went
Yes,
the
to
other way
Asley.
in case any of
To
the
Asley.
thieves guild
Tolith
was on
is
us.
standing by to spread that, and he's going to be telling people that as
we
well.
just passed through announcements that I just missed that because I was chatting.
Did we?
I
Yeah,
think
did
we
you have an
skimmed
announcement?
I just
over
want to
it.
say, because there's a few people watching here in Chicago, check out First Aid Comics. It's
Oh.
on Taylor. At Taylor at Racine, went in there. They got a cool little comic store, D&D store.
That's awesome.
Go say hi to Tom.
Support
and
your
then-
local stores, guys.
Yeah, local store.
Yes.
And then also Pull the Lever. check that out on Instagram. It's a D&D
Fantastic.
group, and they do a lot of D&D for businesses to get everybody together, do
Like
morale.
Teamwork
things,
building
team
and
building.
Very good idea.
So it's cool. Yeah, so check that out. Pull the Lever and First Aid Comics. And I'm back.
And
Rad.
wait, one more.
Oh,
One more.
and just a special happy holidays to all those who have stayed with us from the very beginning.
Two more.
Two more? Okay.
Other local store. Our buddy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Okay, we're going, hold on the thanks to you
All right.
guys. We're going next
Seville
gen.
is just
yeah.
not. His head's not in the game yet.
I gotta play. I gotta
Oh
talk
yeah.
to the
See,
fans.
I already see how this is going.
It's a lot of
We're-
pictures.
we're
Next
gonna-
Gen Games. Saying hi to Jeremy and the crew
Jeremy!
there at Next Gen
Everybody.
Games in Los Angeles, local store.
An amazing
So,
store.
Yeah, really amazing store. So go check them out as well.
For sure. Okay. No, you're not supposed to be in chat. What are you doing?
I'm just
Get out of there. Get out of that chat.
wondering how Peter's gonna do all of this.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. This is like some heavy.
And
And
then
those
Peter,
last
your,
episode,
with
Seville
those
would be
ears.
dead.
your final
Dead.
announcement. I mean, we can just make this the episode tonight,
the
but let's
episode
try to
of
get into the game.
announcements. It's to everybody
would-
who's watching us, who's been with us from the beginning through some major sound stuff and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's amazing because otherwise we,
Yeah.
just play with ourselves.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Some would
Well,
literally
as
play
it
with
were.
themselves.
And thank you to everybody, Killer Panda and Timmy the Spork, all you guys that have been here, Vaping Fluffy.
means a lot.
You
Vaping
guys,
Fluffy since we were building and
since we're building
constructing.
this set, yes, and all the gift subscriptions and everything you guys do. Love you. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, and last announcement, actually, now my head is not in the game. We are preparing to drop these episodes on podcast. I'm recording a special intro episode. We're actually going to
Fun.
start with last week's episode because the audio before that is just, I won't subject you guys to that. We'll
Fair
clean up
enough.
the early part of this episode and we'll put those out pretty soon. So look for that.
Ooh.
All right, guys.
So you could listen like in the car?
Yeah, so you just listen to podcasts. You don't have to deal with YouTube or any of that stuff. Just listen to the audio because, I mean, that's what it's all about. I
That's
mean,
what it's about.
you guys are gorgeous, but some people just want to hear us.
Okay.
So.
Nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
okay.
I don't want to say it.
I get it.
All right. So it was actually, I believe it was morning. You had your long rest. You guys are ready to set out to Vordin, but you had ridden up to the edge of the city and talked to Tola and found out there was a lone rider that they had kind of chased off in the night. They don't know who that person was, but clearly somebody was approaching the city, and Tola's kind of emerging militia was on the job, and you guys, which made you really proud to see that they're starting to actually have some security in this town.
Desperately needed.
And I
Yep.
think you guys are ready to do whatever you want to do. So
And it said dawn, right? Early dawn? Weren't we planning to sit out early in the morn?
you did
I
start out
remember.
early, so
It's early morning. Is that right?
it is early morning, yes.
So are we geared up with a wagon, some horses?
You have your horses.
Okay.
You have horses and supplies. You're all loaded, but you don't have a wagon.
Didn't we already have breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Because I
Onesies and
remember.
You all
Twosies.
came down. You guys.
Yeah.
First
We're
breakfast.
carved
has
up.
happened.
First
Okay.
breakfast.
Yeah, not second breakfast for you, halfling.
Yeah.
Ready for
But
the
you're hungry
second.
already. Stomach's rumbling.
Yeah.
You're pulling in your pack. But they loaded you guys down, so you have all kinds of provisions.
Yeah.
You see
Amazing.
all of these little bundled baked goods and
Ooh.
vegetables and fruits, and they just really took care of you guys.
Not a care package.
Yeah, it's a care package, an adventuring care
The
package
best kind.
from the world of Marig.
Ah.
Well, the town of Marig, anyway.
Well, everyone, I'm feeling very rejuvenated and ready to hit the road toward Vordin.
Absolutely. Sounds just about right. I can't
What
wait
about-
to go to a town where there's stores and shopping and maybe a bank.
A bank? Well, you tend to rob it.
I wish.
Let's not forget
She's going
though.
to rob it.
We're bringing Spider along, yeah? Did we agree upon
Yeah,
that?
I mean,
Yes.
I said I would stay back if you want me to guard the town. I'll come with you, whatever you guys want to do. You remember what to look for the Falier?
Well,
Yes, I recall you said there's a guard at the gate who
No, it's not a guard. It's just somebody will be lurking near the gate.
Someone
Something
lurking.
about the way their sword is facing.
A long sword with the
Plainclothes with-
left
but there's
hand
something in their left
side
hand,
and the
yeah.
hilt forward.
Hilt forward.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Well,
certainly,
let me
as
ask you a
well.
question there. They said, you said that you were a bunch of just hired folk, that you're not Faleer.
No.
So do you want to be sticking around this town for the Faleer to find you? Or do you want a new start?
Well, I mean, I'd love a new start. She seems to, and he's pointing to Anazora.
Well, maybe if Anazora.
I told her I gave her my word. So
What?
no, it doesn't count for much, but I'm trying to make it count for something.
What if Anazora kept an eye on him for a time? Made sure.
Well, I'd like him to come with us, because if he left behind and the Fleer come here and they end up torturing him, which they might do, you'd give up information, and then they definitely know where
I
they
would. If they torture me, I'll tell them that you went to Asley.
I mean, is it safe to say that the Faleer will find him basically anywhere he goes?
Perhaps, but at least he'd be with us instead of
I
lingering
leave it
back.
to you. I will
Should
say
we do a
I've-
vote?
We
I want
could.
to ask you something, Spider.
Yeah.
What has your life meant for you till now?
survival.
Would you like it to mean something more?
How's it going?
Yeah. And
If we
just
bring you-
seeing what you all do, it's just not a possibility that I thought of before. So I want something different.
I hate to say this to you, Spider, but if we bring you, there's a chance you'd have to be willing to give your life to help us.
I feel my life has already been given, so I'm happy to sacrifice it.
I agree with the little one here. I say we put it to a vote.
All right, well, I suppose that's fair. Shall we then?
All right, all those in favor of Spider coming along with us, say aye.
Aye.
No,
All right
All
then.
right then.
he's
Unanimous.
thrown on
Aye.
me.
And Azora was like,
Yeah,
Mm.
Right
right
away.
away.
Well, how nice for you all. That's just real nice.
I understand. I get it. You don't have to like me, but
Well, it's just the thing is you're a likable enough guy. It's just hard to trust you once you've tried to kill me.
I understand. Well,
What?
capture,
Capture us.
not kill. Specifically, we're not supposed to kill. Anyway,
Well, maybe
I-
he'll-
There
Arrows.
was
You'll
an
have-
arrow
you'll
going
have
straight for his
ample-
head, you know.
chance.
next to the head. Not a great shot.
Nevertheless, you'll have ample chance now to prove yourself, and perhaps you can change Willard's mind.
Yeah.
He's rather stubborn, so I wish you all the best. But
I look forward to the day that you do change my mind. That
Me
would
too.
be nice.
Me too. Look, I've been to Vordin before. I can help you guys.
now you're talking.
So.
Shall we ride onward?
Perhaps on the way you can bend our ear with what you know of Vordin.
Absolutely. Of
All
course,
right,
I only know
Spider.
the kind of lower bits of it, but there's plenty of that hidden in that rich city.
Okay.
You know, I am starting to sort of like him, just a bit.
What's the horse situation? How many
What,
do we have?
Spider?
You had
Yeah.
6
I mean-
horses.
Okay.
Gandalf that business.
Uh-huh.
Like Mr. Miyagi over here,
Uh-huh.
Spider.
Yeah,
Or Barack
Unharmed.
Obama getting
Unharmed.
yeah.
Tiny moth on set. It's gone off.
Okay,
Barack
so I think
Obama with a Y.
we have
Oh, yeah.
horses. You can ride on my horse again if
Sorry
you want
if
to.
I want to run into the store, the general store there. I just want to pick up a few.
The All
flasks
Store?
of- The All Star, yeah. I want to
Okay.
pick up a few. Actually, Spider, would you run to the All Star and pick up? I just need 2 vials, pints of oil.
Pints of oil.
Yeah.
You
I
voted for
don't-
him to come so he could be your personal assistant now?
It's
Is
like
that
we
what
have
it
an
is?
intern. Our troop
Yeah.
has like a pledge
Well,
or an intern. This is
Yeah.
brilliant.
I don't
Right.
know what that is, but it sounds good.
Can the next person that tries to kill us become my intern?
Sure.
Well,
Kind of
I
oil
wasn't.
retarget.
I
If
wasn't
they're willing.
there. I'm gonna-
Capture.
And his initiation was
Flip you
watching
a
his other friend get devoured
silver?
by zombies in
Silver?
front of his eyes.
It's a hard
Well,
life
actually,
out
Just
there.
Um,
after his
I'll-
throat was
I'll
slit
try.
massive.
Yeah,
I'll try.
actually,
Well,
mostly
it would cost.
because
Well,
But then he was
Gold, give me the silver.
then
I'm sure they go. I'll bring you your change if
devoured
there's
by
any.
zombies.
Of course.
that's the way to
Can,
go.
do you mind if I take this horse? Is all right?
It's all right.
Why? Isn't it right there?
No, it's across the river. I got to go up to the bridge. Remember, that's what that guy told us.
Why? What are you asking us
It's
for?
right
He's-
there. It's right
you're
there. I
his
mean,
intern,
you can see it.
Go ahead,
It's,
do it.
it's literally across.
Well, if you hurry back, go on then.
Yeah,
Hi.
good.
All right. And, and he just takes off.
Okay, for the ride.
So,
This is a test, isn't it? You're testing him.
well, I'm testing him, but I'm also wanted to ask
Yeah,
you
well,
out of his earshot.
yes.
I want him to trigger this communications device that I found in the necromancer's mansion.
Oh,
There's
this sort of
a,
thing.
yes,
Trigger it
the golden.
right now.
Yeah, once we get out of Merrig, I want him to make communication through this device, and I want to see what happens.
Well, you know, it sounds a bit risky. You remember what I told you?
Correct. That's why I wanted to ask, because I don't know what's going to happen.
No, I don't think you should do that yet. Get farther away from Merrick.
We're
You're
going to
in
do
innocent
that, but
town.
I'm going to just ask him, and I just want everybody to be on the same page.
You know
Not
what
here,
I'm
not
learning?
doing it here.
You know what I'm learning about you,
On the
Seville?
road. Tell me.
You're a bit reckless, aren't you? But at the same time, he finds a way to pull it off. I'm starting to think that even if trouble comes of this communing with this foul magical artifact, you'll be able to find your way out of it one way or the other. If that's really what you want to do, I'm game, but
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Yes,
you recognize the risk.
I do.
Okay.
We're going to have to do it sooner than later, and I have a feeling the more we carry this thing, the longer we carry this thing, the more attraction we're going to pull towards us, and we might not have a chance to look into this
That's
thing.
fair.
Then
It's
make
not.
him carry it. Put
Well,
it
I'd
on
be
his
surprised
horse.
if we see our friend Spider ever again. So
Oh, come now.
When
Well,
he
we'll see
comes
him
back-
again. And that's Enizora.
Put it
He'll
on
be back.
his horse. Do you understand?
No, I think that
If
makes
that's
sense.
true,
We're just
it
going to do it.
endangers all of us, and he's the expendable one in this group as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, it seems as though we're wasting daylight.
No, yes, we should get going. As
Okay.
soon as Spider's back, I'm going to.
No, we're going.
Ready my
Immediately.
horse, water my
Okay.
horse. You know the whole.
A few miles out, but halfway to Vordin, we'll do it when we take a little rest.
And who am I riding with?
You're welcome to ride with me, but
Okay.
I realize it was well, maybe not the most convenient during our last encounter with the zombies. So I won't have my
Okay.
feelings hurt if you wish to ride elsewhere, but you're always welcome.
Okay. Anyone else want to volunteer?
And you hear in a couple
you can
moments.
ride on the
you hear-
back of my horse.
I'm
And he
riding
jumps
with
off.
Willard.
Of course.
All right,
Seville.
Well done.
Here you go.
that was real fast. I'll
2
Good to
flasks
see
of
you.
oil.
2 flasks and 3 silver change.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hmm. Well, I
Get the
think we're
change
just
back.
about to be off then.
There's something Seville wanted to give you. Did you hear, Seville? I think you need to put that thing on Spider's horse.
I'll take it. What is it?
That's
So
a
you
good
know the
idea.
device
Give
we
him
found?
our most valuable items.
Oh, you
and
wanted
then
to
when he
wait
runs
until
off
we were
with-
further
did.
from Merrick.
That-
Okay, we're gonna
That ring thing?
reconvene that thing later.
He meant to say thank you, I think. Seville, don't you want to say
save.
thank you? Spider went
well,
to
if
much
you'll-
trouble.
Well,
Thank
your
you,
manners
Spider.
Oh, I
gone.
did. I appreciate it, Spider.
Oh,
You
there we
didn't
go.
say it
So
out
now-
loud.
Yeah.
You might have thought it, you didn't say it out loud.
Okay, and we go now.
And we're off.
Onward.
Many thanks, Spider. Appreciate it. And the trust was well warranted. Do you have a weapon?
No. I gave the daggers back and everything.
Maybe, perhaps. Yes.
I've got these. I mean, you know.
Take my dagger.
Well, the only one I trust with fists is Willard, and I doubt you can match him. So
Definitely not.
I've got 2 daggers. So
I have
Man
2 as
makes a
well.
good
yeah,
point.
okay.
Okay,
A couple of
Give him
daggers
the-
for you then.
Just
Here.
give him one.
a dagger for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, who wants to ride in the back?
That's a good
I'm already
question. A marching
riding.
Just get
order.
around the back here.
You want me to take the point?
I'll take the point with him.
Yes, I think you have keen eyes and senses. I think that's wise.
Okay.
I'll be in the middle.
Seville?
Should we take the back?
Sure,
So you can kind of
I can look.
look around our rear.
That
Yeah.
seems
Well, we're in
well
daylight,
enough.
so yeah, I'll take point.
All 3 of us.
All
So
right.
we'll go in a
These
triangle.
2 are taking point.
Sort of a larger
then
front
I'll
rank,
hang
me in the middle, and you
Okay.
got you.
I'll be back in
You
the
two in the
middle.
middle, and Anazora?
Okay, there we go then.
Where are you riding?
So
In the middle?
you and Spider in the
I'll
front.
I'll
us
ride
two
at the
in
front.
Okay.
And the spider.
I think
Fair
we're
enough.
ready then. Off we go.
Okay, ta-ta, Merrick.
All right, and you guys tear out of Merrig, so much so that my whole DM screen shook there. And you heading north on the road.
Yeah.
Going up out of the valley. It's another gorgeous day. You glance behind you as you're riding. You see the sun sparkling off the hills. It really is a gorgeous valley. But you turn your attention forward. Not long before you pass the sign, leaning back toward Merrig, and you see Vordin north, and you just blaze through, and you're off on the northern road.
Nothing like the open road.
Finally, we're getting a little distance from our trouble.
While
You
we're
wanna ride
riding
back there?
along, I'm gonna kind of mosey
Yeah.
my way a little bit further toward the
Leaning
front
back
rank
to
so
the
that I can talk with Spider, and I just sort of want to ask him. So you mentioned you know a bit about Vordin. Been there before. What's of note?
It's a city of coin. It's the big trade city between Carthan and the port city and Asley and some cities off to the east which aren't part of the kingdom.
Sure.
But everybody is welcome at Vordin if you have coin.
Well, we do have some coin among us, so that's promising.
It's heavily guarded, a lot of crowns guard. There's about 20 or so, 15, 20 crowns guard each gate. It's a double gate, so they search you as you go in.
Right then. Seville. You know, the Sumrock and the Falair. Those thieves guild aren't our only enemies. Memory serves, we were all apprehended by the government before all of this went awry. Are we
Your
wanted once we arrive?
no, your persons of interest.
The Crown's Guard, is that right?
Crown's Guard failed to do their duty, which was to get us all, because I was also a person of interest, to get us to their tower or barracks.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But other than that, you're not prisoners. You're just people of interest.
All right, good to
So,
have in
and
mind.
I'm guessing Vardin doesn't even know about you.
The way that I'm sensing is then that we won't be sort of apprehended on sight, but we should keep a somewhat low profile.
Yes, we might want to put a cloak maybe around Anazara, or at least me to do some disguise work on her face, just to tone down the orange.
I would love to see some disguise work on her face, if you don't mind.
Well,
Show me
I'll
what that
teach
would
you
look
some
like.
of the tricks, Willard.
You know, I don't know if it's the same in this realm, but back in my home, the mummers and actors, they were the best
Just all
people.
over it, right? Like the full-on.
Does this help? And you all look over at Anazora, and now she's bright green with the flowers in her hair.
Yep, that absolutely does not.
I don't think that's
Oh.
gonna work.
But you know what? It's lovely for now.
But it's great. But yes, if we have
And
to
it
do
just
that
fades.
ultra orange.
Fade to white. And just,
Now
okay.
keep that.
Everything's white now.
Yep.
White
Yes.
and blue.
That's what we want there. Let's do that. I can work on that palette.
I'm gonna skulk back to the middle
Call
rank.
you an albino.
Why don't
Orange, yes. Orange
You'll-
is
Say sad.
it's a tough palette to work
Okay.
with.
you all let me know when you think we're a
I
safe
have
distance to.
some control,
Yeah.
but I can't control all the time.
Okay, well, do your
Okay.
best, and if you don't mind, we're just gonna.
Just
You
keep
know.
saying those things. You'll make me sad.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, good to know.
But we don't mean them, so.
Now,
Oh, and she's bright green.
fine. Just green is good. Let's. They're looking on the lookout for a.
Okay, good.
an
Green is good.
orange for a carrot.
Green is good.
I'll just have
Let's
to
stick
remind
with,
her of sad
green.
things when we are getting closer to Vordin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How far out are we?
Given what you were told,
He
you're
was like,
probably about
"Hey,
45
remember when that
minutes,
guy got
a little bit under an hour
We saw at the
Still
top
out.
of the river.
at
Alright.
this point.
We're a few
whack
miles
that
out.
was.
Then,
Yeah.
All right. Looking for just somewhere to just pull off the road a bit.
Let's roll some dice, or
Oh.
more specifically, a die. Give me a perception check,
All right.
Wonderful.
because I want to hear some dice fall.
My Santa
Come on.
Claus dice.
All of us?
Come on.
No. Well,
I just want to roll her.
good. Just go for it.
Good.
You guys
You're in
can-
the front rank, right?
I am in
Let
the
them
front.
down.
Those in the
Rolls
front
down.
can roll.
Oh.
Yeah, we're
Got
just gonna keep that
4.
one.
I'm in the
That's
middle,
okay.
so I'll leave it to you all.
All right.
Off first roll of the night.
17.
17.
That's good.
So it takes a couple minutes as you look for, and again, as you guys are going along, the forest is very dense on both sides in this area, and so it takes about 5 minutes or so before you see a break in the trees, and you see a bit of just a little small clearing off the road, with some grass and a couple fallen over trees.
Should we stop here then? And
That's a good defensible spot. Would hopefully only be a moment. But you never know.
I suppose we'll see.
This is a perfect location for me
Maybe
to have my next meal.
Yeah.
I
Need to
trust whatever
stop
you guys
and-
think. I mean, you guys are more experienced in this kind of thing than I am, so I'll trust your judgment.
I hop down and immediately set up where I'm gonna eat.
Okay.
So I'm tucking in. There's
Okay,
a
you tie off your
tablecloth,
horse,
yep.
and then you take out your big goodie bag from
Breakfast was
Merrick
like an
and-
hour ago.
Yeah, no, she's starving, she's
Right.
ravenous. Just
Right. Willard, we don't know what could happen in engaging this magical artifact, so be alert. You might need your skills.
I do have a very particular set of skills.
You do indeed.
And they involve this guy right here and this guy right here.
Right.
What's
I just thought Anchorman when he names his testes there.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
God.
Westfall and come on.
Spider.
Yeah.
Seville, that's how we're
Spider.
talking about
Well,
here.
you know,
Yes.
I had a dream.
Yes.
I think it's time we tell him. Okay?
Tell me what? That's what I'm using.
Yes.
Spider,
Yes.
we found an evil artifact. Well,
And I go to the
Did.
back of his horse and take off the.
And he's like,
and
just a little bit of alarm.
Yes.
So
Okay, well, that's what I signed up for.
here's the issue. We're pretty sure it's some sort of evil tracking device,
Quite true.
and that anything near it is going to grow its energy field of attraction to whatever's on the other end of this attraction device.
And we're pretty sure what's on the other end is a sort of quite evil and dubious creature.
The super
Okay,
deadly
well,
bad thing, and because
So
you
that whole proving myself is coming up.
very
Yes.
literal, yes, and
No,
I
I
just
don't
wanted
think
to
so.
spell it out for you.
No, I
That
appreciate
Spider,
that.
we need to find out how this thing works.
Okay, what do we do?
Well, you're going to figure out what happens when it's turned on.
You're going to
I don't
engage
know
in
anything
this.
about this kind of thing.
I know, but luckily for you, I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you, see?
Okay.
From a distance.
Right. Safe distance.
Okay.
And so you will engage whatever intelligence is linked to this. And then from there, we'll help guide you through this. You're looking for an opportunity to prove yourself.
And listen, that's the bad news. Now for the good news. Do you remember when we were facing the zombies? And all of those zombies were coming. And you
Right.
still survived.
I certainly do.
Do you know part of the reason why?
I mean, you're all really good at what you do.
And so are you. And that's absolutely one of the reasons you survived that. Another is, I cast a spell on you.
I
And
think I remember feeling that briefly.
Brilliant.
and I'm going to give it to you because we are indebted to you.
Hmm.
I just can't guarantee it'll be enough. What could be on the end of this could be. It could be a Pandora's box of evil, or it could just be a minor minion in a larger web of evil.
We don't know.
It could be anything. So I want to try and do this to help you.
I'm willing.
And I just take out my holy water and my
Tabitha's finished her whole meal.
silver
Just
out of
brushing off her.
a small.
I think
Off
I'm
and
just
in.
gonna pause us for a second.
Yeah, we can talk.
We're hot.
Can you guys hear me?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay, hi, we're hot.
We're live, but there's no Judd.
There's no judge.
You know, for Christmas
Where's
this
Judd?
year,
We are DM-less.
The DM is behind the screen.
Where did he go?
We had enough of him trying to kill us, and we.
Oh, hey, Timmy the Spork loves your jacket.
We
buddy.
killed him.
Oh, thanks. Thanks,
Timmy.
Timmy.
Hey, we're gonna auction off that jacket.
Are we?
Are we back?
That's
We
a
are
big
back.
donation.
Yeah,
guys.
once we get a certain number of
Huge
subscriptions, anything you see here is yours.
Okay, well,
But we're basically testing our audio and making
Yeah.
sure that hopefully
Okay, guys.
we fix some things.
We reset multiple things.
All right. Holy gosh, may the gods be with us.
Give us a
Yes.
yay or nay.
May Santa Claus be with us.
Are
All
we
right.
getting
old
an
gods
echo?
and the
No,
new.
no, no, no,
Old
no.
and the new. Oh, echo, echo, echo. Any echo, boys and girls?
Red
Echo.
5, echo base.
Hopefully not, but
Sounds good. Sounds
good.
good. No
No
echo.
Oh,
No echo.
All right.
How'd you
Okay.
guys
No
do it?
echo.
Do you
Oh,
know
I went
what you
upward.
did that was right?
we did multiple things,
Here
but
we
I
go.
But do you know
I mean,
what?
essentially, all you did was restart.
I think I
OBS.
just restarted OBS, and
what do
that's
we
what.
say we just play D&D now?
Yo, Leroy,
You
let's play some D&D.
You know, I'm just gonna go. Oh yeah, let's play
Yeah,
some.
let's
Let's play some
Okay.
D&D.
let us know if it comes back.
Motherfucking D&D. Okay,
All right, so where
All right,
was
so
I?
you
I was
were
about to
casting-
say,
protection from good and evil.
Spider, my good man.
Yes.
I want you to understand that we do not take for granted your sacrifice.
The old.
But I know when push comes to shove that I need you to sacrifice yourself. You're on borrowed time, as it is. And these others, all of them are innocent. I'm not saying that you're a guilty person, but you're the person who I believe could make a difference with your life. And so I ask this of you. And again, as I said, as a token of my appreciation for what I'm asking you to do on behalf of all of these people, I will cast the spell for you. And I take my pouch, and I have my powdered silver and iron, and I kind of, my eyeballs kind of flutter to the back of my head a little bit, and I just toss it around your head like this, and I cast my spell, protection from evil and good.
Mm-hmm.
And use the
Can you
seal.
read it? What does it do?
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. But he is not. So hopefully this will help a bit.
So,
All right, so
Seems
you
like
just
it
see
would.
him kind of swell.
DM
from it,
question.
and he feels it, and he kind of cracks his neck. He's like,
Nice.
ready. Yes, DM question?
so I know about the god of loss, right?
Oh, yeah.
What he is.
Yeah, Fornuge.
Fanuj, demon.
Yeah. Well, it's God.
Yeah. So that's really. He has to pick what. Maybe undead.
I would say that, or perhaps
there.
fiend.
Yeah.
would be
Drink and
my-
free.
You've
Just
read the
wanted
book.
to do
What
a
do you
drape
think?
instead of
What do you
Based
think?
on my
Classic.
reading,
Araset should
would
give
it
him?
would it give me any
Hands free.
clues to guide her
I
in what
mean,
type of creature?
I'm-
Fiend is what my gut's telling
Your
me.
gut is right that it would be fiend, but
Yeah.
you do know that if this communes with Fornuge, that's a god in a very different kind of level of, you know. But it does seem that all of his minions and everything have a very fiendish
Okay,
quality.
so that's what I suggest to you, to guard him against fiends.
And we're still like an
We're gonna
hour
have to pick?
from
Yeah.
Vordin.
Why
Probably
don't-
about
no, I don't
45
have to
minutes
pick.
now where you
Oh,
pulled
sorry.
over.
No,
thought
no,
you
no,
do
no,
have to
no. I
pick.
don't have to pick.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just a general sort of protection. Well,
It just seems overpowered.
I'm against. He's protected against certain types of creatures. Now, again,
Right.
I said I can't guarantee it'll do a damn thing, but
Okay.
it may.
Okay, well, I've finished my second meal of the day, and I'm ready to carry on if we're all ready.
And he just walks over, he just grabs it. What do I do?
All right.
Give us a moment, and I retreat to a place where I'm hidden from a tree, but I'm ready to shoot anything that does
Okay,
show.
so tell me where you guys are going to be in relation to, and you know that there's a front and a back from what you can tell. At least there are runic symbols on one side.
And I think it might be helpful to remind our viewers, just in case you didn't see the last session, that what this object is. It's and you can probably describe it better than
Yeah.
me, but it's a circular.
It's a golden circular, about 2 foot wide ring. It has strange runic type symbols engraved into the front face, or what looks like the front.
It's a gaudy wreath, you guys.
It's a gaudy Christmas wreath. Yeah, so you, through Identify, you realize that it's some sort of a communication device that's also bound to its a duplicate of it, and that it's activated with blood.
And whoever has the duplicate will presumably be on the other end.
Correct.
So I am,
One.
to answer your earlier question, where I'm going to be, I'm going to stand maybe 10, 15 feet away from him
Okay.
and sort of be there near him and guiding him through how to.
So if we're thinking of the front back as a plane, are you standing in the front?
Yeah, I'd probably be in front of him at like a 7 o'clock
Got it.
kind of vibe,
Okay.
and let
And
everyone
you,
else get settled
front or
where they
back?
want to be.
I've retreated to about 20 paces away, hiding behind a tree.
But in
So
the towards the facing the front of the ring or the back?
I'm behind Otto. So
Okay.
wherever Otto is,
So you're
I'm 10
also in the
feet
front.
past
Okay.
And
him.
I'm like slowly folding up my napkin and like reluctantly backing up. Like we couldn't just make this a meal stop.
I'm still on my horse. I'm just kind of leaning forward on the horse, looking at everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I'm
that
gonna
would
go
actually,
by the horse.
Yeah.
just kind of guessing where this would all unfold. You guys would actually be on the backside, and Seville, where are you?
I'm going to tie a rope around Spider,
Okay.
and I'm going to come back at about just so I can see what he's seeing.
Okay.
Probably about 20 yards back. Not 20 yards back, about 20 feet
20 feet.
to the right, just to get out of
In
that
the
sort of
trees?
circumference and stuff.
All for your protection, Spider, I say, as Seville is like knotting the rope around him.
And did you tell him yet how you activate it? I mean, I
I
just
haven't
reminded
yet.
the viewers, but
I haven't yet.
okay.
So
What do I do?
Once
What do
everyone
I
gets
do?
settled, I say now, first thing you'll need to do is relax and trust me. Now,
No, I'm ready.
remember, we could have left you or harmed you. We've chosen to keep you here.
Killed
So
you
find your courage.
like a friend Kane.
Now, you
That's right.
still have that dagger, right?
I do.
I'd like you to remove it and prick your finger. You'll need to use just a little bit of your own blood to start the ritual to commune with it.
And
Once this happens, there's no going back.
And he looks around, and there's a rock nearby. And he goes over to the rock, and he starts to put it down so he can get his dagger out. And just like before, when he had it on the table,
Comes
it
up.
snaps upright and is hovering
That's
over
all right.
the rock.
That's all right.
I didn't prick my finger yet.
It's perfectly normal. It's okay. Just take a deep breath
Okay.
and go on. I'm right here.
Once
And
you do
I-
it,
He
before
just
you
takes his dagger out and just shing, he just cuts his palm.
And I have like a hand on my sword and I'm just like watching
toss
anxiously.
that dagger to the side. We don't know what's going to happen.
I can't believe this
what
guy's
you're
just
going to
listening
do.
to whatever the hell Otto tells him to do. This is wild.
Just goes out into
Alright.
the grass.
All right,
So,
everyone.
I've got.
Willard, if it's good, we
I'm
brought
going to
him.
take the rope around the tree and hand it to Willard, and if something.
Willer's on the backside.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
are in
I'm
the
on my
front.
horse right now.
Okay,
He's
because I
pretty
want
far
it
away.
on a horse.
I'm ducked
So
like
just in case,
behind
this
the
guy,
horse.
we can pull Spider away super quick.
So let's say you leave
I'll
the
get-
rope for a moment. You go get your horse.
Tie
you
it
come
up,
back
yeah.
over, and
Alright.
you've got it
You're in
secured.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of watching to see what happens.
All right, and blood is now dripping down his arm. What do I do?
All right, let some of the blood make its way onto the runes.
That's a lot of blood.
He reaches up and he squeezes,
That's
and you
it.
just see blood just dripping, and he just starts going like this, and the blood splattering, and you see it hits, and it's sucked into the runes,
That's
and
it.
the runes start to glow.
Now just
It's
stay
red.
calm.
And
I'm going right in Spider's mind. I'm right here with you. If you can't talk, you just think it to me. I'll be able to hear you.
okay,
With my breath held, I just watch.
and you hear this noise, this and it's really loud, just and the space in the ring starts to turn to mist, and it solidifies, and then there's darkness inside, and there's nothing at the moment. And you, as you all that can see it are looking, you see a hint of flickering candlelight or fireplace light, some kind of firelight flickering against this, what now maybe looks like stone.
All
And
right,
then you hear, "Krum, krum, krum."
hold tight.
Crossbow coming up. hand crossbow, just
And then
Training
a
on
dark
that.
figure
Hey guys, what's going on up there?
in front of the mirror. And Spider, you can see Spider is just a little,
It's all right.
just
What the hell is going
looking,
on here?
and you, from those that can, for you three, you can see hooded, cloaked person. Roll a perception, all three of you.
I don't like it. I don't like
Spider,
what's happening. This is
just
scary.
stay calm. You're protected by Ariset's magic.
Wait, are you in the back of my
8.
horse?
14.
I'm hiding.
What are we looking
like,
for?
not
Perception.
Perception?
15.
Oh, okay.
covered
10.
by the horse.
All right.
10, 14, 15.
Okay, and Spider, he's kind of terrified
Stay
at
strong.
this magic that he's just not used to seeing up close like this. And there's something about this darkness you can't quite penetrate. You can't see the features of who this is or any detail. You just see this dark robed figure. And after a moment, you hear this voice come out. Who are you?
Tell him that you're a spy. You've seen the gate that the necromancer has opened, has now been closed.
I would like to give him a bardic inspiration.
Okay, I just rolled a nat 20, so
We're all
he's
buffing up
for his
Just in case he
performance.
needs
Gotta
it.
help
So you just
him.
see him like he's
I
kind
just
of
like lower
he's
my
kind of visible
gaze at him. I'm
again.
like, you can do it.
Spider is a huge guy, just muscles all over, and you see him. He's shaking with fear, and then he just takes a breath, and you see his whole body relaxes.
That's the spell.
The portal, the necromancer opened, has been closed.
Balak.
Baulak. And he thinks back to you. It's like he's thinking. He doesn't know if you can even hear it. Do I tell him he's dead? Do I tell him? I don't know. What else do they want me to tell him?
Tell him he failed.
Baulak failed. You do not work for Baulak.
Tell him the truth. No, I do not.
No, I don't. I don't. I was sent.
By-
Sent
By the Falir to spy on Balak.
by the Falir. But I'm not loyal to them. I want to know who you are and what you can pay me and what I can do for you now that this one has failed. Interesting. What is your name?
Micah.
Ooh.
Micah.
Nice
I was
one, where you
working
came
with
from.
the Falir, but I'm not associated with them. I'm a free agent. And as you can see, capable. I got this from him after his failure. What do I do? What do I do?
Stay calm, stay calm. Let him lead you
Let
with
him
questions.
respond.
Let him lead you with questions.
And remember, if he needs it for any of, if he makes any rolls, he does. I do offer him the bardic inspiration, mind you.
You are protected. Just let him lead the questions.
You are safe here.
I don't know about
Could I
that.
meet one of your agents? Can I meet you?
I want to meet with you. What can I do?
Talking
To
about
serve
weird
the
stuff over
Lord,
here.
the God of loss.
I, unlike that fool Balak, truly serve Fornuge.
And I'm just like,
We're behind trees going.
Because that'll expand it.
We do not. And you see a hand
Behind random trees
come
going
out
by.
of the portal,
oh!
and it doesn't touch Spider, but it gets close, and Spider just goes, and he falls back, and the portal goes clear again.
My sort of
Yeah.
like pulling out my sword, I'm like a second too late after the portal closes, and I'm just like, damn!
Expander.
And he
Were you
takes
drinking?
14 points of psychic damage.
Even with
But
protection.
he's protection, so that's a
does
disadvantage.
have-
Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
it-
got it. Yep, yep.
No, there's no disadvantage on this.
I come and
He
kneel
has
down.
on- he
Here
has,
you go.
he has advantage on a saving throw against the relevant effect.
Oh,
For the correct type of creature.
how did that happen?
fiend,
What did he buy? Yes.
aberration,
it's-
undead.
It's none of those.
I'm just
What
gonna
is it?
I'm just gonna come to his aid.
He didn't lose money on
Okay, yeah, he
people
is just
having
down.
Spider,
Blood-
are you all right?
Blood is leaking out of his nose and out of his mouth.
He
All
needs
right,
help.
so Erised, I mean not Anazora's gonna
Anazora
run.
is
Wait,
on.
he's not dead up there?
And she runs over and she closes her eyes, and you just see her hands light up with that energy, and these leaves swirling around her, folding into.
She's so cool.
She putting hands
Spider.
on him?
She's getting hands
I
on.
like kind of step back and let her do her thing.
What? And he sits up and she restrains him. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
It's all right.
You're okay. It's over. It's over. What? Does that mean? What happened?
You did excellently. Just try and relax.
That's a great question.
See to his hand,
not
Anazora.
sure.
What happened to you?
I felt like it was inside my head. Not like when you talked to me, but like it was ripping my mind apart.
The presence was powerful, no doubt. And you withstood it, Spider. You've more than proven yourself, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yes, indeed.
Erised?
Indeed.
Do I have a feeling of what, maybe not specifically, but what type of creature?
No, but you think you know
Yeah.
that the damage is
Yeah.
similar to
Okay.
what you're familiar with.
All right.
The entity on the other side. He, at the end, before he damaged Spider, he said, remind me, he said Fornuge.
He said Spider said basically he's with Fornuge.
Yeah,
and
and
he
he said, I'm not.
We are not, I think, or I'm not. I have to go back and look at it. But,
Yeah, no,
but they're not.
That's what I gathered.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, we've learned something valuable from that at least. If they stand against Fornuge, perhaps they could stand with us if we approach them in earnest.
They don't seem good. He was shrouded in darkness.
What?
You three roll
Standing-
a retro perception check.
A perception.
Do we perceive anything, or are we just
Or
kind
we
of
too
like
far?
hearing
Actually,
what they say?
you guys can roll perception on this, but at disadvantage.
Bad.
I got a 5.
Only a 6 for me.
13.
Oh, I thought you rolled that one. I was
12.
gonna
Oh,
Critical
yeah.
fail.
Critical fail. Yeah.
Yeah, not our best showing.
I'm thinking so hard that I
It-
fall off my horse.
If Willard thinks too hard, he just
I got a 12.
Okay. Yeah. So
She's the most well-fed and
the-
rested.
the-
She's actually picking up some stuff.
the hand that came out,
That's true.
it was so fast, and there was something that this energy of the portal seemed to kind of come with it and obscured it a bit. So none of you made out any details from the arm.
Well, look, it's a long shot, but we still have this artifact. There's nothing that could stop us from trying to commune with this other again, but we should weigh that decision as when to do so very carefully, I'd wager.
And when we do it, we should definitely.
Try not to die.
Well,
No,
one
we
option.
should pretend to be someone who's found this portal.
Well, call me,
Pretend that Micah has died.
and that we're actually who we are. Call me crazy, but we could say
It's like,
we could say
I
that
couldn't say
we're
Michael,
simply
but-
enemies of Farnooge who have taken this from
Max?
him.
Yes.
And see
yes,
if perhaps
yes.
an alliance is in order. But
Yes, but
I think we should at
still
least
very
wait
risky,
a
so-
reasonable time, or
Yes,
else he might.
indeed. But it's very risky.
Yes.
I mean that power was huge, and I mean, evil fights against other evil factions all the time. We don't know that this is good
That's
just because it's
true.
against Farnooge.
That's true. Well, I'd say that we should let this be for now. Keep the artifact safe, keep it near, make our way to Vordin, and when enough time has passed, we consider communing with this entity again when we have a better
So
plan, right?
he said that they have nothing to do with the Gonalos.
He said they're not with them.
Yeah.
Didn't
But
say-
as you said, that doesn't mean that they're good,
doesn't at all.
but it
Thank you.
might.
I mean,
Nevertheless, I say we think on what we've learned for at least a few days and come back to this.
problem is we've used our one and only expendable member
Well,
in
he's not
risk.
dead.
That's
He's
true.
not dead, but he can't go back and pretend other than what he said now.
Well, we can always look
No,
for
but we have
another
it, and
who.
we'll come up with more if we ever come across more information, if we divine more.
Just for clarity, was he dead and got resurrected, or
No.
was he just
No,
really low?
just really
and got
low.
healed?
And it
Okay.
stands to reason that if we can find an ally willing to help us, as Spider has and Merrick that we could find an ally in Vordin.
An ally? Really? You think we have chances of finding allies in a godforsaken town full of mercenaries?
Well, when he
This
walks
was a
over and he
mercenary meant to
he
harm
picks
us.
up his dagger, sheaths it. Do you have money?
I do. We all do. I know you do.
Then you'll find allies in Vordin.
Well, why don't we think on it? I say we make way to Vordin. We won't be getting much
Spider,
else
if
done until
anything
then.
you recall or your mind changes, you let me know.
I just felt like images, my memories, flashed by quickly, really quickly, and it was painful. That was it.
Good memories or bad memories?
All memories. The last few days, the last few months.
Can you think back to memories from a long time ago now?
Yeah.
So you still have your memories?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean that whatever was on the other side of that portal now knows his past and sees us?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
What
right there.
what I can say, Spider,
Amen.
is that you've been hurt. I recommend you avoid riding point and perhaps stick near Anazora in the middle where you'll be safe as we make way to Vordin.
I can ride point. I'm fine. Because of her.
You all right? You sure you're fine?
I wasn't, but
Should we have a vote?
I
as
feel
to-
good again.
Oh, no.
You
It's
just
fine.
look a little.
No, you look at him now. His like the blood is stopped. He looks strong again.
She used magic to heal him.
She used
Anazora.
she basically healed all the points.
Okay.
100 key points.
All right, so I'm
Meaningful.
undoing the
She
rope.
she undid all the damage.
I'm undoing the
That's
rope,
great.
putting it back, and getting the horse. Let's just go to
Let's
Vordin.
roll.
I want an Anazora
We shouldn't
in
waste
my
any
life.
more time.
I want like a
Nice, yeah.
powerful personal
Helps. It's definitely
power,
helpful.
right? Like
I know, real life Amazon.
A tank healer.
just like
Yeah.
full on
Paladin is good. Yeah.
restored to
Would
100% white light.
I've
want that.
deemed Alyssa is a real life paladin, so
kind
hashtag
of
real life
is.
paladin. That's her new thing. Yeah.
That's
That's what
very
I call her.
That is
so.
her.
Yeah,
that's her.
so.
RLP.
Or LP.
Real life paladin.
Okay, great.
Cool.
So you see, Spider jumps on his horse. He's like, "Let's go," and he's just energized.
All right, then.
Uh,
I hop
Wanna
up
take that
on
dagger?
your horse
All right, hop on
Pick
the
that
back.
dagger
with
back
my
up?
lunch.
and he already got it.
Okay.
I'm
got it.
thinking maybe I should.
Planning on sharing
Now that
any of
I'm
that
not
lunch, or?
riding along with Tabitha, maybe I should keep that effect on my
no, for
horse.
anyone
Yeah,
else.
well,
I mean,
Yeah, he started to pull away, and he's like,
Oh, it's,
What are we doing with that?
none left.
It's
I'll take care of it.
But they
You just
probably
focus
check
on
you
them.
something.
Give me a wits
Alright.
about you, and I'll
Can I
wrap
dig
like
around in your
a
back?
linen around it and like cover
Okay.
it, and
What's
just
that?
really
Nice.
securely
Well,
tie it down
okay.
to the
Thank
horse
you very much.
over the
Appreciate
backside
It's
of
like
my
a
horse.
gingerbread kind of inspired.
Well, that's lovely. That's
Okay,
very
great.
nice.
Off we go.
All right. Normally we would take our break here, but because we've had so many technical difficulties,
Let's roll right through
I'm
this.
fine to press
let's just
on.
we'll push on a little bit and we'll take a
I'm
break.
going to the bathroom and I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. So as Tabitha goes off into the woods,
I need to go after her when she.
You know,
comes
if you
back
didn't
home.
have like 3 breakfasts, you know, you probably well, never mind.
well,
I was
as
very well
as our
hydrated, so
as
just
our
give me a break.
halfling goes off, we meant to do 2 sub giveaways
oh
at
yeah.
the beginning of the show. Let's jump into that now.
Let's do it.
So Seville, if you could alert the troops that it is coming.
This is exciting.
That's right.
These are the first of our giveaways tonight.
And maybe remind us what's in store. We have some other giveaways.
Yes,
right?
that's a great idea. So we have 4 subs we're giving away tonight.
Woo.
We have a new D&D book of your choice
What?
that we are going to be giving away. We are
Amazing.
giving away a shirt, a patch, and a pin from Paola's Pixels. Her stuff is fantastic. It is so cool. You get to choose the shirt, you get to choose the patch and the pin, and we'll ship it to you.
Amazing.
Amazing. And of course, technical difficulties aside, hopefully you've reached out, you've brought your friends, bring a friend to the stream. Let's get dice for those kids. Let's help out those kids.
Absolutely.
For the kids.
For the kids.
For the puppies.
And actually, something we're going to be doing coming in the new year, Jamie and I are working on our plan of action on this. We're going to actually try to be reaching out to some inner city schools to actually bring the game of D&D to them. So not just dice, but show up with some material teach the kids how to play,
That's awesome.
and start really trying to open up that community.
so
But
cool.
Fantastic.
yeah, so
Let's give one away.
let's do it.
Here we go. We got a gifted sub going out here.
Send
Send it out. You're ready to send it.
And don't make it like the role player.
Leroy!
Leroy
Jenkins.
Jenkins. No, sorry, can't.
sorry.
Have to do it.
Congrats to you.
Congrats, Leroy.
thank you
Congrats,
so
Leroy.
much.
Welcome.
What's
Welcome.
Leroy's full?
Leroy Highhill.
Leroy!
Leroy High Hill?
Leroy Highhill.
Leroy Jenkins.
I know. Well, you
Yeah.
gotta do the
Yeah.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
Is Leroy the one that was studying last
Yeah.
week for his calculus?
Oh.
Degree, going for his engineering?
That very well could be. Well, best of
Yeah.
You
luck.
were the
Yes.
one that was chatting with people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
No.
would probably know.
Yeah, you should know
I
that.
don't remember his whole name. I didn't think it was
Well,
Leroy
maybe
High Hill,
so.
but
If it's you or if
I
it
was
isn't
focused
you,
on.
enjoy.
Either
Content.
way, do the math and congratulations. Enjoy that sub. Should we do another one?
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. I'm
Let's do one
feeling.
more. We're waiting
Another
for Maddie.
gifted sub
Ho,
coming out.
ho,
It's the
ho.
holidays. Why not?
Let's do another sub.
Holiday season.
It's the holiday season. And boop-de-doo.
So that's the sub,
Ba-ba-doo,
right?
ba-ba-doo-ba-da-ba.
Hey, coming down the chimney down. It's the holiday season.
Celia MTZ.
Celia,
MTZ, congrats.
Could be Celia M. I'm not sure.
Okay, or Silly M.
Could be C.
Probably butchering your name.
Either way.
Apologies. Holiday apologies.
Welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Congrats on the sub.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my god, hi!
All right, we've got a couple of
now I need
giveaways
to
that
go
we
to the
just
restroom.
Okay,
issued
and
out.
now
Fun stuff.
our giveaway specialist will be stepping away. Willard, we'll see you in a moment.
All right.
So we're kind of doing a break anyway. All right.
Okay,
Um,
sorry.
no, it's fine. We did our giveaway, so it was great.
Cool.
Just some subs. We've got 2 more subs to give away and all the other good stuff coming. So keep watching, guys.
Free
Okay.
D&D books. Free D&D books.
I
Can't
know. I mean, come
And
on.
they're beautiful. And the art's
Avernus,
gorgeous.
Eberron.
You can get the Eberron campaign setting, and
Could be like
is
a
there
coffee
anything better
table
than in the year 2020 than a semi-futuristic D&D campaign to get
I mean,
started?
it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
Yeah. I
So
would
anyway,
get down on that.
such good.
Semi-futuristic. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's still a
Yeah.
magical
It's
realm.
a fantasy
It's a little
world on the whole.
steampunkish.
It is very
kinda.
steampunk, yeah.
But
it's
it's
very
got
cool.
some
But
some
it's got-
sci-fi elements.
Yeah,
as well.
it's
Yeah, it
pretty
does.
cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Airships and the like.
Little spell jammers.
Some Warforged.
Some Warforged, yeah.
Fantasy
Yeah.
people who secretly
I haven't
also
cracked
love
that book
space.
yet.
You're right.
No.
Right.
I,
This like
uh,
sounds like everybody here.
I can only concentrate on so much. So
Yeah.
and
yeah.
creating an accurately and all that stuff has
Spilling
been.
out is.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of, I can't wait to learn a bit more about as we
I
finish
know.
Yeah.
our work.
My Anacali notes are
The-
very minimal. There's a lot to learn.
Well, there's
You guys-
much more for us to discover.
Yeah.
the
It's a
Artificer,
continent, and-
pretty cool.
What's that?
Oh, just chat stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a large continent, so you guys are just scratching the surface.
Dope.
So this will actually be exciting. This will be your
Yeah.
first big city
So what do we give
Uh,
away?
that you actually
of
get to
us
Are
explore.
some free
A couple of
subs.
subs,
Oh, cool.
but
Yeah.
are we doing a giveaway tonight? We doing the?
We're doing everything live on the show tonight. It's all happening.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jeez, nice.
And,
nice. I mean, you can get Avernus. Crack into that one. That's pretty good. I read through that.
Or
That's
even
pretty good.
like Storm King's Thunder. I mean,
No, there's some good ones. Strahd,
Strahd.
always the best.
Star.
We got
Strahd.
London, Paris, Rome, and
Strahd.
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 That's an old Christmas movie, but a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, also, guys, since we're just chatting for a moment, we are going to be off for the holiday and back in January. But in the meantime, I know that at the very least, Seville and I will be here doing some Q&A for fun.
Yeah.
We might try to rope Chad if he's around after he gets back from the holiday travel to do like a one-shot or something
Always down.
with us. We'll do something. We'll fill the time, guys. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
But the main campaign will come back in the new year. So
Great.
look out for that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Which is days away. The new year.
it is.
Crazy.
The holidays.
2020. Wow.
2020 is
Like,
happening.
2020.
2020 vision. Let's see if
Can-
things clarify in
Not to get too
the
far off
year.
topic of D&D,
2020.
but I wanted flying cars, space travel. I wanted a lot by 2020. I'm feeling
That's
little,
what was promised. That's what was talked about.
a
for
little
so
let
long.
down. Yeah,
We've got self-driving,
ish.
kinda.
Kinda.
Not that good.
But we
Oh,
Just to
have
kill
a
people.
lot
down
of funny
over
cat
here.
videos. I mean,
It's true.
It's a
There's that.
trade-off.
There's that.
No one predicted that.
it's a
no one saw that
total
coming.
trade-off, and there are so many memes.
I just don't think that anyone predicted social media really. No one ever thought like everyone's so
That's true.
weird and self-obsessed that they're gonna want to do
Yeah.
like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Right, like, everybody like failed
Who
to
would have thought?
underestimated the narcissism and
the
like
masses.
desire to fuck
Yes.
off.
If social media would have just never
Like
been
human
attempted, we
beings.
probably would have.
Oh,
flying
we
cars.
would
And
definitely-
effort.
we
I
would
also
be-
think that reality TV was not anticipated
Yeah.
No,
because
absolutely.
I feel like it's maybe set us back. And I am a huge fan of reality TV. I would like to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So no
Still think
judgment there.
it's- Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
of
kind
course not, because we're doing
You know,
it.
started with like America's
That's
Next
true.
Top Model. Was the first reality
This
TV
is
that
actually
The
hooked
real
me.
world.
Fantasy TV.
Yeah,
the
that's
one?
what I
Yeah.
think of. The real world.
Oh
At
my
least
God.
that was, like, the
True
first one I
story.
remember.
No, see, Real World, I was like, no, this, I'm not putting my eyeballs on this. I'm too good for this. And then America's Next Top Model came, and I was like,
You were like, yes,
I was.
Miss Tyra.
I was like every episode.
Queen
Yeah.
Tyra.
Yeah, no, I feel you on
Mm,
that.
Good show.
I'm not like a huge Top Model fan, but I am a huge Housewives fan. So.
Oh, wow.
That's the franchise.
Oh.
You like
It's
the dirty. You like
yeah.
the
If I'm
drama.
gonna
You
have
want it
dessert,
nasty.
I want like
got one.
the
My-
most indulgent dessert. I'm not just gonna.
My favorite reality show is Face Off.
I've never even seen that.
Oh.
Oh, is that the one where
The
they
creature
do?
Oh, the
makeup.
creature, yeah,
and,
So you
oh,
like
it's
a
so
skills
good.
base.
I like skills based. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
like Project Runway.
Well, is
or
it like
Nailed it.
like
Nailed it.
backstabbing all your friends is kind of a skill, like in the Real Housewives
Yeah.
too?
It is.
Really, it is.
That is a skill, actually.
It
Yes,
is.
it is. It is.
It's an unfortunate.
That's
one.
like the murder hobo equivalent
Yeah.
in reality.
Yeah. Once.
TV.
Yeah. I'm talking. Yeah.
No
Right.
wonder.
Once
I
MTV
ruthlessly
stopped
murdered.
playing
Yeah,
videos.
that's true. Yeah, it's
I've
not-
been influenced
you
by the
have been.
Housewives.
See, reality TV is dangerous.
Mm,
I think you had an
yes.
idea a second ago. You were gonna.
I was
throw
just
out
gonna say, should we just get back to it?
there? I mean, I was
Yeah.
hoping to stall until
I
Willard
hear
came back.
Chris
Well, where
I
it is.
say.
Oh, you do?
coming. I felt like I just heard
Yeah,
his
there he
voice.
is.
Oh, he's coming. Okay, good. All right, so to bring us back in, guys, you gathered up the artifact,
Yeah.
put it in a bag,
Secured
all secured it up. We have Spider and Azora, and I think who else is in the lead?
I believe Erisat.
I'll
Erisat,
go
that's what I
back in
thought.
front. Yeah.
And then we're
Okay.
gonna be in the middle.
And
then
you guys
they're
are
gonna be
riding
in the
hard
middle.
now for Vordin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And anything you want to do before you get there?
Not me.
I'm like braiding my hair,
Oh, that's
Okay.
but I'm riding on the back of the horse, so like I wasn't really that big of a help for the riding. anyways.
Yeah, you're freed up to do these.
You're just
sorts of
having a great.
things.
You're just holding on with the
I
legs.
just had my
and-
nice lunch.
Yeah, you're
like-
feeling pretty good right now. You're looking forward to,
Yeah.
whatever.
You were busy
Newsies
like
or-
packing up your meal kit and missed the entire like that guy interacting with the evil dude.
Totally, definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's probably for
you
the
guys,
best.
as you guys are charging down this road, you hear some like strange noises, like something like a burrowing kind of sound,
Uh-oh.
collapsing. But
Oh,
as you tear past,
I know what it is.
It's the bloodworms.
It's the worms.
Uh-oh.
as you tear past, you guys look and you see some movement of the trees in that area. But you guys are just charging down the road and manage to get out of range quickly. I'm assuming you don't want to go back and explore.
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Yeah.
In light of
I'll pass
We'll
the
Dune being
try.
remade.
Yeah.
I mean, free XP. I don't know. No, I'm thinking just just book
How
here.
did we manage to get away
Let's farm these
unscathed
things for a little
from
bit.
that?
So as you guys are riding, you notice now that the forest, the super dense forest that you've been riding through for quite a while now, is starting to thin out.
Uh-huh.
And unlike the dwindle plains that were really kind of barren and had a very dangerous feel, you're coming out on almost grassland.
Mhm.
And ahead in the distance, you see a very large walled city. You just see 30-foot stone walls, and you see the road is getting a little bit more condensed up ahead. You see carts and horses. You see people.
That's probably
milling
laws and government and guards.
Tabitha ties off her braid and then is like pinching her cheeks to give herself some rouge. Trying to like get herself together.
Get
Elevating the
worthy.
look for the city.
And as you guys approach, you see while the walled city itself looks to be an ovalish shape from what you can see, the gate that you're approaching has an extra structure that is built out away from the wall. So it's kind of and Spider told you they're double gates.
Yeah, like a sentinel tower.
And
kind
it's just the structure that comes out from the wall, and you now see as you're getting closer that there are a lot of guards that are walking the top and guards on the wall.
Before we get too close, I kind of want to murmur to the party and remind them. I say, as we learned.
All right, huddle up, everybody. Let's get a quick huddle.
Team huddle. Just as a reminder, as we learned from Spider and his late companion, there is a Falier associate somewhere near the entrance. They'll be carrying their sword with their...
Something on the left.
Yeah, the hilt pointing forward on the left. We might want to keep an eye out for that. If not to interact with them immediately.
Not only that, with a right hand on the hilt.
Of course, yes.
And actually, I start tracking from where we are, just to see.
With your keen...
You can. You're still at a bit of a distance, so...
And I can't see. We're too far away. It's 4.
Okay, I was going to have you hold disadvantage anyway, so never mind.
That won't be necessary.
No, you're still a bit of distance. I mean, you see movement of guards on the walls, and you see the people, but you're still far away now that...
Do we need to pull our hoods up? Like, are we feeling like we need to be...
I'm liking the look of that.
Honestly,
Nothing
it's an
else.
iconic entrance into the town.
I'll
Okay.
put my hood up. But
Okay, same.
I just remind you guys,
Keep mine down.
once we're a bit closer
Okay.
and we can see a bit better, let's...
What should I do?
How are you green? Is she green?
No, she's orange right now.
I put your hood up.
And
Just-
Azora,
How about go a bit green?
So
And,
Bill,
and
maybe
Azora,
put like a false
remember what we
mustache on
saw
her, or
at the
Maybe
top
a
of
beard.
that river.
maybe a beard.
Remember
that might be
what
nice,
was
yeah.
there.
While you're at it,
And just-
Inazora, just think
The
about the
color
time
just drains out of her, and she's white now.
If you're feeling a bit happy, just remember the time I slit Kane's throat.
And
right,
she
that-
now turns this red color.
Too much.
Okay, never mind.
of-
Too much.
And
Too
you
much.
see, she gets this intense look about her. and
Okay,
you-
everyone relax.
and she's...
Okay, just
Whoa.
channel sadness.
Think about the
She's got some
flower on
anger
the
issues
grave.
there. That was something.
You know,
Think about the
Tabitha,
flower
a
of the
separate
grave.
note. You could just
Okay.
feel it.
And she wilts again.
She's like a
and,
beige, right?
and-
faintest
no,
bit of a
she
conscience
goes back
about
white.
the
White.
murder.
Okay.
And
I'd say
he
Tabitha.
literally tried to
Tabitha.
He did try to kill us first. That's
assassinate us.
right.
So.
Oh no, I know. I don't.
Gotcha.
I
Yes,
Slept
hold on
like
to
a
that
baby.
thought.
Yeah.
Didn't save them.
I mean,
Hold on to
there's
that
no
thought.
remorse necessary. We kept that guy alive.
All right. So
What color is she now?
She's now white.
as we get closer, you might want to.
And
keep
she pulls up her hood. And she's just droops
Yes.
down now, riding sadly.
That's good.
All I was saying was we might want to keep an eye out for this Sumrock, pardon me, Falier associate. Maybe not to engage them now, but to note it for later.
Yes.
I'll
That's
tell
why
you
I
as
wanna
we get.
keep my
I'll tell you
eyes
as we get
peeled,
closer.
yeah.
I'll look. There's usually one at every gate.
I see.
Could be anybody though,
I'd
but
like
it won't be the guards. Well, could be the guards, but I'm not a Falier. This is only what I know. But
no, that's all right. They're not looking for
My
us.
plan is that I'm sure there's a place with arms and armor inside. I'd like to go and make a purchase or two. I'll need to make myself a bit more presentable if we were to meet
there's
with the...
every store you could want inside.
Yes,
This
but
is the city of coin.
just so you all know, I think that it would be a good idea to make contact with the Circle, those that we've learned rule here in Vordin. But before we do, I think appearances are important after all. I'm kind of sort of like adjusting my mustache in my cracked mirror.
Do I look all
Wait,
right?
why do we want to do?
Yeah, Village.
Sure.
You're looking.
And are you guys moving, or
Fine.
did you
Thanks,
stop and
guys.
have this
I appreciate
conversation?
that.
I imagine we stopped a bit
Put
of
your
ways
way.
away from the gate, but I'm
All right.
I'm pretty much ready to make our way in.
Okay, so you
Very
start kind of trotting, you know, coming up closer. And as you're getting there, you can see indeed that they are searching, and you don't know what they're looking for, but they're searching, and there's somebody there and has essentially like a clipboard.
I'll
No, they're
cover the
making-
story about the.
They're making notes.
So I'm gonna ride up to him,
Okay.
and I'll be right on your side, just in case they decide to.
Oh, you can flash the old
Yes.
armor guard too.
Correct.
Let me see. I've sort of been looking for an opportunity to practice my verbal barbs.
And now,
In anticipation,
take
Tabitha
the
has
lead.
taken her gold and equally divided it amongst her bra, so
Oh,
she's
nice.
gotten
Sit down.
really like lifted and pushed together. the
wow.
legs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but they're
That's-
disguised.
been that.
She's just very excited.
Artists, if we have any artists out there,
Jesus Christ.
get
The
on them.
lumpy.
Just
Tabitha
points.
lumpy bra.
The
It is
lumpy
really
boobs.
what she pretty much lives for.
Yeah.
It's true. So, as you're starting to approach the gate, the sounds of the city start to drift out through the gate, and you also suddenly smell this wonderful, the cooking of meats and things. It's like you're walking down the sidewalk at a big event, you know, and people are grilling those hot dogs and the onions, and they smell like the best thing you've ever smelled.
Like LA dirty water.
Yeah, anybody
Yeah.
from LA especially knows what's
Yeah,
going on.
exactly. It is so tempting. It smells so great. And you see a little stand that's a little bit farther away from the gate than a lot of the other people that are going around. And you see this old woman, and she's offering food to the passersby.
Can I have much for the food?
Oh, hi, my pretty. Hi.
It's a free sample, right?
to-
Will it? Will it? Don't do it.
No,
It's not a
yeah,
free
you can have a free sample
That's
with
right.
silver. With two
Because
silver
of-
for a free
Because
sample.
of how handsome I am, right?
Absolutely, two
Alright.
silver for a free sample.
All
Yes,
right.
I'll give you my best
All
one.
right, there you go.
There you go.
And she gives you a small bit of sausage.
It doesn't,
it's
it
like
doesn't
that,
taste
huh?
free, though,
This is an
somehow.
expensive city.
That's because it wasn't.
She said it was
London
a
or
free
New York.
sample.
Best in all of Vordin.
Well,
I just
that's
kind of
nice,
chuckle at
yeah.
Seville.
And actually, it is
try
good.
to make our way
That's
through.
It
really
is.
good.
It's good. It's like you've been out drinking all night. It's the best thing you've ever tasted.
Oh.
It's really good. The smells and the sizzle of the.
I don't
Of the
trust it.
onions.
Guys, you want some of this free sample here?
What
This
can
is
I get
real nice.
everyone else? What would you like? What would you like?
Oh, I'm doing fine
What is a
right now.
hat?
Well, I appreciate it.
I
Thank you
like
very
that
much.
hat.
You guys sure it's
For
real
a hat
good?
like that, I'll give you a special deal. Let me make you up a little plate.
And I'm scanning her.
Is it a free sample as
see.
well?
Free sample, 4 silver. Make you a full plate
Alright.
before you go into the city.
You can't beat
They'll
that.
take all your money in the city for food.
You're
You know.
talking
I'm just
plate
having a hard
for
time
4
with the
silver.
free sample
plate.
for silver.
I think I'm all right, but thanks.
She's so
thanks
Oh.
for-
Personally.
Food or money?
You're
food
breaking
or
my
money.
heart. What about the rest of you?
I've already given her just sort of like a dismissive like this, and I'm just trying to make my way through the gate.
Sausages, onions,
it's real good.
carrots.
It's real good.
Just,
We'll
I'm
see
trying
if
to
you get
see
sick in the
underneath to
next
see if she's
couple hours
secretly
if you
a
don't,
guard
I
in
don't know.
disguise, but I can't see beyond
That's fair.
the skirt.
Alright.
I don't see anything. So I'm
Do you
not-
want something else that I'm not showing?
No. Sorry, I'm very interested in the fashions of this place, and was trying to see if somebody of your stature would be able to,
And she
provide
looks,
any.
she looks down, and she's not in rags, but her clothes are not nice. It's grease spotted and very simple peasantry garb.
Yes, I
Yeah, I think if you want clothes, just go through the gate. You'll be fine.
okay.
Bring your money. You're gonna pay a fortune for food in there. It's gonna be not as good as this. Are you sure you don't want anyone?
I'm all right. Thank
And
you
I
very
just-
much.
3 silver, final bit.
It's a
Fill your
free
belly
sample.
before you go through the gate.
It's a free sample.
That's a free sample there.
Free sample, full plate, 3 silver.
You can always trust an old person to make delicious food, right? Because they've been
Yeah.
cooking for a long time.
I give her.
I've long.
And you see Spider's like
Come on, Willard.
just
Carry on.
longing,
All right.
but he's not saying anything.
Oh.
Thank you so
no.
much.
We'll get him
Little
something nice
sample.
at the tavern.
No, I buy one. I was gonna give the woman a silver, so I just give her 3 silver and I give it to
Oh, that's
Spider.
enough for a
Oh.
free sample. I did the same thing.
I gave
Oh.
her 3 and I got her him a whole hot dog, didn't I?
Yeah, no, you got a whole plate that she was trying to sell to
I just
Seville.
do it and I
It's
feed
just
Spider.
some sausages cut up and some
He-
Well, that's
veggies.
lucky.
Very
He earned it.
simple.
He did the
A
Lord's
hunk
work.
of like not the best looking bread.
Very street meat.
That's real.
It's
lucky.
total
Street
street. This is
meat.
street food.
Total
This is
street
Vordin
meat.
street food.
Street meat
Gordon
tastes
Street food, yeah.
delicious.
It really does. What's
That's
in it?
right.
We don't know.
We don't know. We
We
don't
don't
care
wanna
because it
know.
tastes yummy.
We really don't want to know.
Right.
And Spider's like, anybody? Would you like some?
No, just
For
eat
you.
it.
It's
Yeah, I
very
did,
Spider.
brother.
You were
Yeah.
so brave.
Thanks. And Anazo reaches over and takes a slice of onion. Ooh, and she starts to
No,
She starts-
dead children and blood water and Azora.
That's
it
right.
goes, and you see it fade
That's right.
again.
That's right. That's right.
Children. Fuck.
Children in blood.
Jesus,
Children
man.
in blood.
You can't even say the murder of Cain because then it makes her too angry.
All right, I'm trying to get through the game.
Blood.
All right.
Oh my God.
So you guys
Still-
are now
still
actually,
hurts.
you're kind of in line. And you see the lines advancing.
Our lives depend
They're not
on it.
doing a deep search by
Yes,
any means.
yes,
But what
yes.
it looks like they're doing is
Dead puppies,
they're
dead
they're
puppies.
like opening up, they're looking at goods, and you see them counting and marking down.
Mhm.
Next.
So right as I go to Otto, I'm just
I've got it, mate.
don't mention the circle yet.
I've
You
got
guys,
it,
do
mate.
we
Okay.
have reservations?
I ride
Are
up
they gonna let us
and
in here?
I kind of well met, sir, and I just have a hand.
Well met. What are you bringing into the city?
Just standard supplies for myself, you see, and I have a handful of silver. I offer it, say, hope you don't mind. I'm in a bit of a hurry to meet with the circle.
And he
Actually,
looks at you. I'm sorry. Are you bribing a crown's guard of Vordin?
Jesus Christ.
no, I was simply making a.
He was just handing it over to me because.
No, I wasn't. I was handing it to you out of kindness, but forget it, I suppose. I thought you
No.
were just a reasonable person.
You'll have to
Reasonable.
forgive the gregarious Otto here. He's not making a bribe. He's
Not
actually
the self-doubt bride.
Don't do
saying
that. That's
thank you
not
for
what
your
they're about
service.
here.
He's a strange man.
No, I'm
but,
not. I'm not
it's-
strange at all.
We're well paid. I don't need your silver.
Well then may I enter
What-
the city?
What do you have on you? What are you bringing in?
Well, I've told you already. I have just my wares, my supplies.
He's taking me shopping. We've worked very hard, and he especially is in need of a break. And one of his favorite things to do is show me the fashions of the
Actually,
day.
as I said, I'm in a bit of a hurry, is all.
Roll a deception check.
Yeah. I don't know about this guy.
Here's
Solid
our
6.
Move.
All right.
Get up
What's the
there.
Well,
what's the
7
plan?
actually.
So he's little.
So,
easy.
if we're quite done here,
Don't move
Uh,
unless you have to.
And he
We're not
walks
suspicious.
over.
Right. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll let you do the talking.
Move on. Move
Yes,
on.
thank you.
Oh, I can't wait to
And
go.
then you two go
shopping.
through.
Mm.
What do you have to declare? Anything? What are you bringing in?
Nothing to declare, but what I'm wearing here,
And what's your business in Vorden?
information.
Information. What sort of information?
For the realms, I've never been down south, so I'm looking for perhaps a guide to take me around, perhaps a map, local details, things like that.
Very well. In you go.
You just do the talking, all right? Or-
And I'm sorry, Tabitha's on whose horse?
I'm on the back of Willard.
Okay, so you guys last up.
Hello.
And Spider just basically kind of nodded and went through, just like he knows the lay of the land.
Hello.
What are you bringing in?
I'm bringing in 2 very deadly weapons, but I have a license for these.
Okay. I'm so sorry. My husband is a bit obnoxious.
I see that.
Yeah.
That's right, my
And
wife.
what is your name?
Velen.
Velen.
But that doesn't matter. Look, are we gonna have a problem with you?
Never.
No, I have.
He's fine.
I'm putting them away now.
I'll tell you, we've got guards all through the city.
That's right, sweetheart.
This is a city of
Stop putting it in
trade.
your hands.
We do not tolerate anybody breaking that feeling here. Do you understand?
That's good, because that's not what I'm
Zero
about.
tolerance.
I understand, and
Zero
I am wearing
tolerance.
the pants in this situation. if
That's,
you
you're
know
not.
what I mean.
You are
Will
wearing
it?
pants.
All right. We'll be watching you.
I'll be
That's
watching
fair.
you. I
That's
mean,
fair.
I'll be watching
That's
me
fair.
too.
And
Hey.
thank you.
And
Yeah, we'll be-
Anazora is trying to kind of ride in behind you.
Mhm.
She's not really paying attention because she's sad.
Mhm.
He doesn't see anything. So,
Okay, so
you
she
guys,
just cruises on through.
you guys are good with his natural 1 on perception.
It was a nice
He
distraction.
just does not like this guy.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I was gonna
Willard,
let you
you
do the
said
talking.
I was
Hey!
supposed to do the
Yeah, I
talking.
thought I was gonna.
And you
do
see
that,
him,
and,
and you guys, as you start to go through the gate, and you see he gestures above him, and you see up along the ridge, there are several guards up here, heavy crossbows, looking down on the structure, the kind of first gate, and then the main wall with the portcullis. Each one has a portcullis that is up, and you see they're all kind of training their crossbows on you and looking at you.
And I scoot as far back as I can on the saddle or
I'm
on
an
the
unarmed man here.
bare back of the horse.
Just looking
whatever we
around,
have.
you see about 25 Crowns Guard. Everybody, all the Crowns Guard here are what you saw earlier in the
I
beer.
just separate
Highly
myself,
polished
yeah.
armor. These guys are sharp, not what you saw in the back
They're
waters
hotties for sure.
of the country.
I don't have any weapons of any kind here. I'm literally
Really?
unarmed.
Stop
All right.
talking.
And they're just watching you ride into
Stay
the
with
city.
us.
All right, all of you. I'm gonna go and see about making a couple of purchases. I intend
Should
to
we-
meet with the circle.
Should we make a bit of a plan as far as purchases and
Well,
reconvening?
why don't we meet back near the city centre in the
City
next?
centre.
As since you guys have never been here before,
Mm-hmm.
But we've learned a lot about it.
you come through the city gates and you go through the second gate, and what you see is one main thoroughfare that stretches off and follows the curve of the wall. And now again, you see this wall up close. It's about 30, 35 feet. It's a very well guarded, defended city. There are Crowns Guard everywhere. As you come in, you see there is a blacksmith right next to the gate, and it's a large blacksmith.
I'm
There are
gonna go
horses there being fixed up. You hear the ting,
Are our horses let
ting.
into the city, or do
Yeah.
they get?
Yeah,
stabled?
no. There are horses. There are fine carriages that
It's
you
probably
see
stabled
going
somewhere,
around
yeah.
the way there.
Spider.
Yeah.
Do you know where the best tavern is, so
Oh.
we can like make a plan for reconvening later?
There are a lot of taverns here.
Do you have you had a nice experience at any of them?
Yeah, you just go down the enticing way here. That's the
Enticing way.
that's
Okay.
the road. Yeah.
That's a nice name.
There's
for
a
street.
tavern at each gate, and then there are a couple taverns in the center. One is just for the circle, so I mean you have to be invited to get in there.
Okay, not relevant to us.
And then I
Well,
thought you
is
wanted
it or is it
information.
not? What's the name of that one? Isn't that where we want to get
That's
Otto?
the.
Why don't we just meet back in the center of the city somewhere?
I've never been in that one, so I don't know. But
We'll find each
I was
other.
thinking of maybe like there was a tavern.
I usually go to the Wet and
stable.
Whistle.
We
It's-
get
it's
it. You're
usually
hungry again.
Where do you usually go?
the Wet and Whistle.
Wet and
That's-
Whistle. Great. We'll reconvene there at the end of the day.
Well, I was going to say an hour or two, but sure, whichever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the blacksmith.
Okay.
I got a couple of things on my mind, but why don't we meet each other at the Wet and Whistle whenever we're all ready?
And you guys
Alright.
see in front of you there is
Where are you off to then?
there's a large tavern right in front
I
of you.
suppose I'll
And
escort you there since you're on
this-
the back of my horse.
You get the gist
Sure.
of this city's layout, and it's a lot larger than you're probably thinking. Side note: we had this city in our test campaign; it was awesome, but I've updated it, and so all preconceived notions, toss them out. But there's the city seems to have a flow. Everybody going down the enticing way is roughly going. All the carriages and horses are roughly flowing in a counterclockwise motion down through the city, off to your right. So you see them coming in, they're going down. There are shops lined all the way down the street. This huge tavern in front of you has a sign that reads the Daily Pint. There are Crowns Guards walking around, milling about in the crowds. You see all manner of people. You actually see all manner of species here. You even see some what look like goblin type species that are well dressed and that are going into the shops. It seems that it's very true that coin reigns supreme above all else. There are several banners throughout the city that you can see just from walking in the main gate to the king and queen. This is a very loyal city to the crown. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the blacksmith.
I'm going to go to Otto first and say, I'm going to take possession of this gold ring and carry it on my person. I think it's better if I have it. If someone stops you with it, someone takes it from you, you won't
No one
have
will
the,
take it.
You won't have
understand
the
that?
authority. So I'm just going to take it.
I think it's safe. I don't think it.
Otto, trust me. Keep
I
the
don't.
book.
I don't think it. I don't think it tunes in
But I need
until
this
it's
object with me.
activated.
All right, fine then.
It's too important.
I don't
Well-
really have an objective here, but she would like to go to the bank, so I'm gonna escort her there myself.
Oh, she'll need like someone to cover her escape. when she
right,
robs
when
it.
she robs the
Right.
place, right.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
We're not actually robbing the place, are we?
No, I'm making
Alright.
a deposit.
All right, so you're gonna make your way over to the blacksmith.
Yes.
All right, so again, you go over and you see not a big man, what you'd expect to find as a blacksmith. Actually, kind of a wiry, skinny guy, and he's all sweaty, shirts off, and he's got just grease all over, and it's just ching, 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 and he's holding up this sword, and it looks like it it's pretty rough, and he's just trying to work on it, and he puts it back in the fire.
Any armor? Does it? If I look around at his wares.
It looks like it's more of a repair. You see a lot of horseshoes. You see a lot of more mechanical type stuff. You don't really see. You see a few armaments, a few swords that are broken or bent or look rough and just need to be sharpened and
I
kind
think
of
in
repaired.
that case, I'll look around among the people who are walking around town for somebody who looks like has the appearance of someone more upper class by their clothes.
Do
or
a
their-
perception check for me.
Yeah. 18.
Oh yeah. So your well-practiced spotting of people on the same level of your wealth. You look and you see a carriage is coming in by right now, and it's an open top, and there are some finely dressed people. There's a man and a woman, and they're very well dressed. And this carriage is a yellow carriage. It really stands out even amongst the other wealth
Now we're talking.
of the city.
So I kind of politely like bow and hold up a hand and gesture with all the nuances of nobility in my gestures. And I say, "Ho there!"
And greetings to you.
Ah, pleasure. Otto Atmar. I
Oh.
hope you don't mind my intrusion. It's just that I'm new here in Vordin, and it seems that you have exquisite taste by the looks of things.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, this is we frequent the city often
Ah.
for shopping, of course.
Well, it's funny you mention that. You see, I have an important appearance to make, and I was looking to suit myself with, well, the highest quality breastplate. You wouldn't know of an armorer in town that is suitable for someone of our tastes.
Well, I must say I don't bother myself with armor.
But surely your guards or your...
Darling, do you know any armorers in town?
Again, 1,000 pardons for my intrusion.
Who are you meeting with?
Well, you see, I'm terribly afraid I can't say too much, but I will be showing myself to the circle.
To the circle.
Yes, now you understand.
Oh, darling, help him. You know where to go. Don't be an ass.
I'd hate to intrude.
I'm
seriously.
Erobrin. It's very
Erobrin.
nice to meet you. What's your name?
Otto Otmar, the third of his name.
Oh, the third of your name.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice to meet you.
Our
Well
pleasure.
met. Well met indeed. There are several places in Vordin that you may buy armor. My husband is being a bit of an ass, as you can see.
Is he now?
He
What are
is
you on about?
Dreadful, dreadful.
That's
Darling, I don't appreciate that. Oh, Tosh, quite.
a-
Just down the way, actually, off to the right, you'll see, about halfway, best armorer in town. That's where we buy our show armor for all of our employees.
Well, that is just lovely of you. Thank you for that information. Where is it that all of you gather when you're here? I'd love to buy you a drink and thank you for your courtesy if our
Well-
paths cross again.
Well, since you're meeting with the circle, we often meet at the inner circle, the tavern.
The inner circle.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm going now to check out the
Well, I hope
armory.
we'll see you there.
I hope so too. And I sort of bow again. Thank you very much indeed. Have a lovely day.
On, and you see the husband's frustrated and embarrassed and drives the carriage on.
I'm gonna steal your girl now. I go to the
You do
to
see
the armor.
that she does a little look back on you.
Little wink
Yeah, I look
there.
back at her and I'm just like,
Just like,
that's awesome. Okay, yeah.
She's
So I'm gonna.
singularly focused on your mustache.
Well, can you blame her?
Her husband is hairless. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got little wispy things up top. He's very well coiffed, but
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to where their suggestion for a fancier armory.
Okay.
And the name of the place was the Encircled, right?
The Encircled's the tavern. Yeah.
The tavern with the where the I
Where the-
presume the
Where the circle.
social
gather.
elite might, yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
So so I guess we'll stick with you. Well, actually, while he rides off, what are the rest of you doing?
We're going to the bank.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay. Well, let's deal with you.
Sure.
So
Does
obviously,
anyone have a pencil? First of all.
I don't. I'm
I have a
sorry.
pencil. For you, lass.
Thank you so much.
so much.
Okay.
I can't wait to see how
I
much.
believe
he
it's in
robs
your
from the bank.
favorite color, lass.
Mhm.
Is it not?
Yeah, it is pink.
There you go.
Okay. So Willard is riding a horse and I'm behind.
Okay.
Because I can't ride.
Are
a
you
horse
guys
by myself.
searching for the bank? I mean,
Yeah.
you've never been to this town.
Right.
You don't even know that there's a bank here.
We're heading off in this direction
Really,
looking
just-
for.
Just
I don't
ride
see
on
a
and
bank
just-
anywhere.
Ride
Look for
casually.
yes.
All right.
You know, at ease.
We'll just trot then. Is that all right?
Okay. Do we see? What do we see?
Which way are you going? Basically, there's the main thoroughfare,
Going around the
Mhm.
circle.
and then there are smaller streets that seem to lead into the inner city.
Do you think a bank would be on like an off street or
No,
on the main
on the main street.
on the main drag?
We'll
That's
stay
right.
on the main drag.
We'll stay on
Okay.
the main drag.
And
here.
I'm sorry, you're going left or right from the gate?
Left.
Okay.
All right.
So you pass the Daily Pint. You see there's a very large, what looks like a general store. Just looking at the wares that are out front, and you can kind of see into the store. That one's against the wall to your left, and you just start passing all these stores. There's a butcher store. On your right, you see what looks like all of the fresh produce being sold. Right after that, baked items, breads of all different shapes and sizes, and you see people bartering and yelling, having a great time buying things. We have.
Is there an Apple store?
No, there is no Apple store, but it looks like one's being constructed. There's all this glass being put in.
There's a line
they just-
already.
But there's
he-
no,
outside
there's
where the
plenty
doors
of
are
apple
shut.
stands.
They probably sell
he's
all
just
sorts of
looking for
apples.
good
They have
apples.
apples there.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking, right? Just
The
apples.
produce.
Green
where
apples,
was
green
the
apples,
red
red
apple?
apples.
Yeah.
Like a red delicious or something.
Right.
You pass one of those small streets going to the inside of the city. There's a wine merchant. You're just passing store after store after store. The city, every storefront you go past,
Jesus Christ, where the hell
is
is this
beautifully
bank?
done. This is nothing like what you've seen. Even Navir can't hold a candle to this place. It's just the architecture and the cleanliness and the people going around. It's a much higher degree of wealth than you've seen so far in Encircled.
You think we should ask somebody where the bank is?
I mean, we're welcome to. I mean, are there any stores that we've passed that you need to go into? Are you all right?
I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I think I have everything I need here.
Okay. Well, we can ask someone if you'd like.
I mean, I'm fine to do a full circle around this place too, if you just want to look around.
Let's just carry on. I feel like
It-
a bank would be forward.
It is a fairly large city. You gather it will take some time to do a full circle, but if you'd like to do that, no problem.
Willard, would you like to ask someone?
No, I'm fine. I'm along for the ride.
We're gonna carry forward on the main road.
Okay, so let's
Alright.
just say, in the interest of time, you see all manner of shops.
Mm-hmm.
Clothing stores, jewelry stores, armor stores, weapon stores, specialty food items, a lot of wine, a lot of luxury goods essentially here. As you pass the other gates, you see there's a familiar setup right past the gate in the flow of the direction of the road that you guys are actually going against for the most part. And there are a few people doing that. It's not like you're breaking a law or anything. There is a stable right next to the gate, and so people come in, they get their horses taken care of, and there's a tavern right in front of each gate. And so the Daily Pint was the first one. You just keep passing all these things, make your way around. You do a full loop around, and there's no bank on the outer enticing way circle.
Okay. Do we see anyone near us
Alright.
that we can ask a question?
Oh, there are tons of people. What kind of? There are guards not too far. There are just shoppers.
Like any
There are workers who look.
well-dressed men.
Oh, absolutely. Well, do a perception check. We'll see see what you get. Let's see those pink dice in action.
Ooh, not ideal for either of us. We got a 4 and a 1.
That's
I
my
mean,
second
there's-
one in a
But
row.
I believe I have something to
together,
add to the
coffee.
perception.
Coffee with some coffee.
Yeah, so plus 4, so 8 for me.
Okay, so 8.
Really just not playing well tonight.
And you are plus 3, so you have 4.
You know, it's just that there's so much energy and action in the city. There are so many people to look at.
It's overwhelming.
It's just basically you just take your pick. There are all kinds of people.
Okay,
nearby.
great. So we asked the first person near us.
I was
Okay,
gonna
so
say, do you want to do the talking here? I feel like I
And
kind of
this-
blew it back there.
This time, no talking
Right.
for you. Okay.
So
all
the
right.
nearest person to you is a very tall, skinny woman, actually. And she's got her hair pulled back really tight, and she's got a bag over her arm, and she's moderately well dressed. She's not exquisitely dressed, but she looks like she probably has a little bit of coin, and she's looking around as you approach.
Hello. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon us.
Oh yes, yes. Hello.
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 Hi, I am new in Vordin. Here
I'm new here.
with my
too.
husband. Oh, great. Well, you might not be able to answer the question, but I would like to know is, have you passed a bank?
Yes, there's a bank here. It's inside the city. You have to go in the inner part of the city.
Very well, thank you.
No problem. Have you seen a bakery?
Oh, millions. We passed many back this
Do
way.
you know which gate it was near? Somebody's told me it was the west gate, but I couldn't find it.
Just go back this way, and we point behind where we came from.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And she just, thank you. And just kind of awkwardly keeps thanking you as she's walking off.
She had a horrible speech
The
impediment. that
hell
one.
was she talking
Okay,
about? I couldn't understand a damn thing she was saying here.
Have I managed to find the place?
You have, yeah. So,
Okay, so we're gonna go into the inner city.
okay, so you guys start to make your way into the inner circle. Erised has vanished. But you make your way down the street and looking left and right. You see a lot of what they saw. They're all, and you're going with the flow of traffic, and you're seeing some really fine, these stores with the clothes in the window that catch your eye. That just the longing that you feel of being back in Faerun with all your wealth and the clothes that you had at your disposal.
No,
And these are a
still
little
too
different.
late.
You have that fleeting moment where you think, if I take these fashions back to Faerun, that no one's going to be listening to me.
They're up to something over there.
What are you guys doing?
We're just rolling out the bad rolls. We're just re-rolling.
So you have this moment where you think, if I take these fashions back with me, I will be the talk of the town, because they are very fine, but a little bit different. There's just something about the styling that's different than what you saw in Faerun.
I take close note of that, and I think I will purchase a few fine garments.
Okay.
I'll stop and make it a point to purchase like a nice under tunic. I imagine the clothes that I'm wearing, which is probably what was once a really nice tunic, but is like started to poke threads out, and my
it's-
simple leather armor is very worn. So
Yes.
my goal is to buy some nicer finery,
Okay.
and then look for some nicer armor to put up over it before I meet.
Okay,
with
so
these
in the
esteemed
interest of time,
people.
we'll say you went in and you apologize for your dreadful appearance.
course.
You've got some blood-stained garments.
Hopefully, well, I do also have my signet ring
Yes.
and wax seal, so I sort of have proof of my nobility.
You pull it off for sure, and you're in desperate need of
Yeah.
refitting, and they see that you are of the nobility. No problem. Bring you in. You spend some gold, and say it's going to be about 15 gold to get what you want for just like clean, fancy undergarments for your armor.
Lovely. I think I'd actually like to purchase 3 outfits.
Oh,
But maybe you'd be willing to,
yeah.
sort of work with me a bit.
Well, so we'll say they brought it down to 35
Ah,
gold.
lovely. How generous. So I'll spend the 35 to get the 3 sets of
And you
finery.
and you felt in that moment that the haggling was something you just saw eyes light up. This is a city of trade where deals
I'll
are-
keep that
are
in
the
mind when I go to
currency.
the
Let's do
armorer.
Yeah.
So okay, I have 710 minus 35.
Okay, so you make your way, and a little bit down the road, you see a sign that says Herrick's.
That's
And
probably
the sign is actually on what looks like a breastplate.
That's
like
wonderful.
fashioned breastplate hanging there
that's
over the door.
just what I was looking for. So yeah, I go in there.
You go in there, and it's actually fairly crowded. There are a lot of people who are looking at various armor, and it seems like there are two sets of armor in general in here. There's functional, actual armor, and then there's show armor, which is extremely highly polished with gold accents and different creatures that you're not actually familiar with that are emblazoned in relief on these chess pieces.
That's wonderful. What kind of creatures are on the chess pieces?
You're not quite sure what they are. They look like almost reminiscent of dragons, but no wings. There are what look like almost like a sea creature with like spiked tentacles. They're something that looks
Kraken-ish.
something kind of like
And
a
I think
stag.
did we see a sea creature during our sort of crazy gnarly voyage to get here when we were on board the ship, or am I dreaming that we saw?
Roll a history check,
Okay.
because Seville shaking his head.
Probably.
we saw something
I got
coming up
15.
behind. It was another ship, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
no.
Yeah, I
you-
got 15.
It's the only thing we woke up in the middle of the storm.
But I still like the
Yeah.
idea that
There's
maybe
something
a
that
sea
you
creature.
remember talking to the captain and hearing stories of sea creatures, but you didn't actually see any.
So I'd like to talk with the owner, the proprietor, and say I'm interested in purchasing a very fine breastplate.
Okay, so you look over and you see instantly who owns this place.
Right.
A very dapper, blonde-haired gentleman.
Ooh.
Looks like he might be half human and half dwarf. So he's not very tall. He's got a stockiness to him that he has worked very hard to hide with grooming and clothes to try to make himself look taller and
Respect.
thinner. But he's a stocky.
I see that.
But he's got a kind of just a command of the room. You instantly know it's him.
Yeah, and I approach him and say hello.
Why, hello! Welcome to my store. I'm Darius.
Darius, a pleasure. Otto,
Pleasure. Otto. Very
and
well met.
and I sort
hello.
of bow, but I make sure that I do my hand where like my nice
And
noble ring.
he
is.
mimics you, but he's even a little more flamboyant in his
That's
flourish.
saying something.
And he comes up.
I
You
say,
guys are both like doing so many. Like,
yeah, we're
Yes.
doing a lot of
Yes.
extra.
You're doing some dance there.
I'm interested in purchasing breastplates. Perhaps whatever is the finest quality you have.
Oh, well, now look at you with the finest quality. Are you meeting with the king?
Well, if I had it my way, yes.
Oh, you!
Yes.
Oh, I like you. I like
my
you.
Yes. Well, you see,
Um,
well, I'm looking for something that might make an impression on the
This is a
circle.
lot.
Do you have an invitation to the circle? Look at
Well,
you. Look
I'm not
at
one
you.
to boast, but
Don't mind her.
I hardly ever get to see them, only to pay taxes. Right?
Get coffee somewhere.
oh,
Dastardly, dastardly.
That is rich. Well, I wonder what among these
Where did
these
it go on that
fashions
straight
inlaid on
coat?
the breastplates you have here. I noticed there's a good many and they're finely crafted.
Mm.
What's some of the sigils? What can you tell me about these symbols
Oh.
and which one would help me make the impression I
well,
wish to make?
Those are fine, but if we're talking the top of the line, which it sounds like you need,
Well, yes.
I actually have that in reserve in the back. Would you like to see it?
Oh, I'd be honored to take a look. Yes.
Come with me.
All right.
And he leads you into
This
the...
is just magnificent. This place.
Oh, thank you. I've worked so hard to make it so. First of all, I must offer you a drink. What would you like?
Oh, yes. Well, wine would be
Oh.
lovely.
Well, that's the correct answer. Please come this way. And he takes he takes a bottle and he looks at you, he looks at the bottom. No, he puts that one up. And it's like, Oh yes. This is
wait.
the one. This is the one.
The armor's gonna be way out of his budget.
And
like not even close to it.
Totally.
he pours you a glass and he hands it. And well,
To exquisite taste.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm just liking you more and more. Here we are. Here we are.
Like, oh my god, yes, I'll take some.
Yeah.
That's what you know. You can't afford it anymore.
No, like, so this is $800 for one.
So, this is and he leads you into a back room, and this is a very fine room. There's art on the wall. There's what looks like almost like a velvet wallpaper.
Otto's forgotten that Merrick even exists.
Yes.
Yep.
There
He
are
is content.
gilded seats
If he
with
hears gilded-
soft
gilded,
cushions.
he's- it's
Gilded, I'm
over.
in. You had me at gilded.
Have a seat. This is our special viewing room.
You had me at sequence.
Now, let me take a look at you.
Yes.
Okay. A man of your stature.
Yes, well, you know.
Oof.
How much money does he
Behave
have?
there. Okay.
Behave.
I think I
Wow.
know just the piece.
I'll leave it to your judgment.
I'll be right back.
Certainly.
And he disappears through some red velvet curtains there, and goes into the back, and you hear some things moving around.
Sure.
And a moment later, he emerges with his back first, and then he very theatrically.
Ha! You.
Look at this! Now this is made for you, my friend, and it is a stunning work of art.
Ah.
And so it is perfectly crafted. There's not an extra dent in this thing. It's beautifully sculpted, highly polished. It's a silver that almost has a platinum look to it. It's a very different than the chrome kind of look of the Crown's Guard.
Sure.
It's a deeper, richer look. And then the accents, all the small rivets are gold, but the bigger rivets are this darker platinum, almost like this smoky platinum look to it. And then on the plate itself is a special crown that is put on there, again in the smoky black, but each of the points of the crown have little jewels embedded in it, and it's just a work of art.
Fly.
Now that is
Now this is my finest breastplate.
indeed. I think it is the finest breastplate I've seen, and that's saying something. I've seen
Not too
breastplates
fine.
from worlds away.
Have you indeed?
I
You're
have
more and
indeed.
more intriguing. I like that. Well, this breastplate was actually commissioned for a patron who was meeting with the king himself.
Oh, wow.
But
Well.
he unfortunately, his caravan on the way here to retrieve it was attacked by a worm, and he was
Oh,
never.
bloodworm, those dastardly
Yes.
creatures.
He did not escape, sadly. So I've had it as my crown jewel, waiting for the perfect person, for fate to determine who is going to get this breastplate. I saw the moment I saw you. I knew you were the man.
Well, I don't want to be fooled, but perhaps I should try it on.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
indeed. Well, it is
something.
fine fabrics that you're wearing. It will look absolutely
Oh, thank
splendid
you.
against it. So he comes and he takes it, and he gets behind you and he puts the breastplate on. And actually, before he did that, he's got a velvet glove that he holds the breastplate against your chest, so he doesn't mar the surface.
Right, of course.
And you can feel him pulling it on and strapping on the sides. And there's an equal back plate that goes with it, and he's tightening it down.
Oh, that's it there. Yes.
Let me take a look at you. Oh my, whew, my goodness. This was made for you, my friend.
So it seems. Does it fit? Does it fit me?
It's perfect.
All right. I suppose my hands are tied. What would you be willing to part with?
Well, I could tell a man of your caliber, it's a paltry sum.
Wow.
But you know, there's something special about you.
I'm so nervous. It's gonna be expensive.
Would you just let me do this?
Yes, I'm trying. It's
I'm going to
hard.
lower the price just a bit.
Oh, that's
Just
terribly
in,
kind
in
of you.
friendship. I will lower it to 2,000 gold coins.
You don't have that.
2,000 gold coins. Well, you know.
I
it's
apologize if I've embarrassed you by
Well,
such a paltry sum.
Here's, you know, of all the wealth that one can amass, of course, there's mere coin, there's mere gold, there's mere silver, but I'd like to think, and I'm gonna go for a big play here. I had taken some fine moonstone from the shard spire that we stopped and I gathered.
Okay.
And so I put it from my pack out, and I say, now this, I don't know if you know much about the market for this sort of thing, but this fine stone here, I'd imagine this would do very well with your clientele.
And you see his smile like twitching, like.
Have you?
Oh! Oh, my friend! Oh my lord! You had me. I thought you were seriously trying to hand me shard spire stone.
No, you don't understand. Look closer. Look into it. And when he does, I'm going to secretly do a minor illusion.
Okay.
One of my cantrips.
Nice.
And
I
let
like
me see
it.
what it says here. A minor illusion, which is a cantrip. You create a sound or image within 30 feet. And I'm going to make it an image.
Okay.
And I'm going to, again, try to, without his sight, stir the image of a, basically himself, and it's going to look like himself in his shop, but like with him stacking like coins and like it's an image of him like in the future with the utmost like success, and like I try to conjure up the illusion that like it's foretelling in some way, essentially.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
As he's looking into it.
All right, so he's and he's still
That's
laughing.
clutch. That's so clutch.
Clutch.
And
I'm like-
his laugh kind of falters, and he.
Do you see it? It's said to show the viewer a glimpse into the future.
Well played. Well played.
And so I think he's gonna make.
Just an intelligence check.
Yeah, it's an intelligence check. He rolled a 2.
Yes.
So you just see his mouth kind of.
Go get it, Otto.
And then as soon as I see the mouth drop, I just. But.
No. What? What is that? Now that's not normal shard spire. What is that you have there, my friend?
It's enchanted, you see.
Enchanted? How is it enchanted?
Well, thus are the mysteries of the weave and of magic, but never get hung up on how the power it contains. Now that is something. So, let me make an offer to you. This fine breastplate, you've gone above and beyond to offer it to me. I'll give you this, and another 500 gold as a measure of goodwill. So you can, of course, have something to put in your cabinets, and hopefully you'll find that more than fair. And I look into it, and I'm sort of just like, anyway.
And you'd part with this.
Look, the kindness you've showed me, that's the least I can do.
Well, he looks conflicted, and
Oh, you
feel
pulled
like-
that awesome.
I just start stacking up the hundreds of gold into 5s.
well, I think we've got a friendship here.
And
Yes.
as I'm hugging him, I'm just like,
Oh my goodness!
yes.
Now you must.
He pulls on everything.
That's a good one, brother.
And he takes it, and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna
And
give
he
you
runs
gold
off,
for
and
that.
you hear heavy metal moving, and you think he's probably
300.
hiding this in a safe. And
Yes, but
oh, yes.
and I've left your gold here.
Oh, gold.
Oh, come now.
No, I'll take it. But gold pales in comparison to this special gift I saw. Anyway, I'm embarrassing myself. My friend, you're a godsend. You're too kind.
I'd be lying if I said that's the first time I've heard that.
Well, I can see why the circle's meeting with you.
Well, and by the way, you just I'm gonna pull a Columbo. There's one more. You mentioned the invitation.
Yes.
Sort of. I wonder, do you have an invitation that I've given you? I'd love to take a look and sort of, compare. I don't know if it's not asking too much. I don't want you to go fussing about for
Did you get a written invitation?
Well, no, see,
because they just come by usually and tell me that I'm wanted in the circle, but.
Well then perhaps it's no different than what they did for me. I don't know if you had, but anyway, a trifling matter. Look, what was his name again? Darius?
Darius, yes, thank you.
Darius, it has been an absolute pleasure.
I believe I may speak truthfully when the pleasure is all mine.
I hope you're ready, because I'll be sending my friends here.
Oh, I hope you'll do more than that. Perhaps you could have another drink with me. Put this business aside.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fabulous!
All right.
Love it. Thank you. What? Such a pleasure, and you look splendid. Make sure you tell everybody who made that.
Oh.
And
I will indeed.
You will be the talk of this town in no time. No time, I tell you, no time.
All right, Darius. Well, I wish you well, and I'll see you soon. I'll let you know how it goes with the circle.
And he does the extra, 3 flourishes.
And I'm like...
Flourishiest of flourishes.
With the hand up.
With a little wiggle.
And then...
Pinky wiggling at the top.
Very well.
I shall see you soon.
Good day, sir.
The Bard, ladies and gentlemen. The Bard.
The Bard.
Shit.
Well done,
all
well
the
done.
Good stuff.
Sons of bitches, Papa Senators.
All right.
So wait a second,
I
what
have
did you
some
just
very
score?
fine breastplate.
Did you get a breastplate?
You
got
literally.
A breastplate.
You got a breastplate.
You
got a
I gotta learn
exquisite
some
breastplate.
skills.
I'm gonna write
boy.
exquisite breastplate here.
Exquisite
Yes.
breastplate. Now you don't know, how good the armor actually is, but it's beautiful.
That's all.
And it has jewels, which you could hawk.
That's all that matters.
It looks wonderful.
It's
I'll
gorgeous.
just add a breastplate for now. Let me know if anything
We'll find out.
else needs to be.
Okay. Now you guys have gone. Eriset, Anazora, what are the rest of you doing? We know they're going to looking for a bank. Seville, what are you doing? You guys have all split up.
Yep, I'm going to ride off and see if I can find a contact.
So you know where to go here.
Yeah.
When Spider mentioned the wet and whistle, by the way, wet is W-H-E-T. You know that.
Oh, fun.
Thank you.
You're wet in your whistle. Do you
Yes.
get that, guys?
And you know that is not one of the main gate taverns.
Right.
This is kind of you have never been here. You've never been to Vordin before, but you have been briefed on where to go, and so you know that it's one of the seedier kind of where all of the workers for the merchants go to have their drink. It's where Spider had talked about.
Right.
So you make your way there.
I am.
You to which tavern? The Wet and
The
Whistle?
Wet and Whistle.
The one Spider said?
We'll come back to you. And Eriset, what are you doing? And I'm gonna say that Anazora has glommed onto you since we were speaking
Did
with
you
her
see
before.
that? Anazora. Literally, they just left. Every single one of them. I thought for a little while everybody was beginning to bond a little bit, but I'm really beginning to believe sometimes that every single one of these people is in it just for themselves.
No. I think they're just exploring. There's so much here. It's so different.
Yeah, but he's all interested in getting to the circle. He didn't invite us at all. He could have asked us to come along and pretend to be cousins or something. I just think,
Well, should we follow him?
no, not me. I'm going across the street and I'm just gonna sit here. And I go across the street and I go to that tavern.
I'm gonna follow him.
I do.
We're
And
sitting
I
in the middle of the
just sit
street.
there.
And
I'm
she
not
rides
getting
off.
up.
She's like, I'm gonna follow him. And
Just
she
lay down on
follows.
my back.
She starts following Seville.
Just remember to stay whitish pink.
And she's not listening. She's trotting off now to catch up to Seville.
Can I just go across to
And
the
Azora.
tavern, to the one right in front of us,
if
the
I
one
s-
right
if
across
I
the
see
street
him,
from
I'm
the
taking
The Daily Pint?
the Daily Pint, and I literally just sit there like this. I'm just gonna sit here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get some food.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have some wine.
All right. You do that.
I am,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
You
keep
have-
my eye out and
Is
see
that where we said we were
what
meeting?
else is happening
No,
in this town.
The
Wet
wet
whistle.
The wet and the whistle.
The divier
That's
one.
where I'll head by the time I'm done with everything back there.
But I'm
We-
doing it a little strategically because I figure they have all gone,
They're
and
gonna be a little wild.
nobody stayed back here to see what else is up with this town. So I'm kind of doing it
Okay.
also.
So there are seats actually on the outside.
Yeah. I'm kind of trying to act like a still point so
Ever
that
the ranger you are.
whatever comes is gonna come.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Strider. Are you going to be sitting? Do you want to sit inside or outside?
Inside,
Okay, so you're inside by
with a
when?
clear view out the window, and I
Okay,
can
yeah. So
almost
you
see
find
right
us- you
past
find-
the gate. Because I'm also still thinking, not a one of us found that Crown's Guard with the hilt and everything. So I'm just kind of
I
gonna
don't remember
keep.
any of you actually looking for that person.
Well, I tried, but I didn't try until we were past the gate. I tried too long ago, and then everything happened, and so I'm just gonna sit there and keep my eye out and just sort of see if I can
Okay.
see something happen. Because I figure if there is one of them or two of them there, they might do something I can spot. Because we're
Okay.
right just past the gate, right?
Yeah, you're. So right as you come in the gate, each
yeah.
gate has a tavern right
Yeah.
there.
Go spot him. Go spot him.
So
Yeah.
you could take your horse to the blacksmith,
Yeah.
go to the tavern, get a drink, refresh
Yeah.
yourself, and then go shopping.
Yeah, because nobody there knows I'm a princess. They think I'm just some kind of elfish-looking nobody, and I'm just going to be an elfish-looking nobody while I'm secretly
Okay.
watching everything
Roll
else
a
coming
perception
into the
check
town.
for me.
Hell yeah.
15.
Okay. You don't see anything that, I mean, there's actually a lot of ebb and flow of traffic here. Traffic, leaving the city with their goods and services, which you notice they don't get searched on their way out. People just get searched on the way in, and there's a kind of a tally of things. And all kinds of people, but you don't see anybody that fits the exact description. You do see several people with their pommels facing forward, but they're, that's like 50% of the people you see coming through the gate have that, but nobody's doing the exact gesture that you've been told about.
And I'm fine with that, because I'm going to literally just stay here until something happens. I just feel like I understand about the money thing, but I know there's got to be something happening in this town, and I'm just going to see if I can figure any of it as an entry point into the city.
Okay.
Maybe find a side quest.
All right, before we do that, before any side quests, let's take a very quick break here, only because we're doing some big giveaways and we need a break to do that.
Sure.
And I'm going to go to the bathroom and
Fair enough.
do all that and get some food and then come right back. This will be quick because we're only going to about 10 o'clock tonight, so I'll be very fast. I know I say that every time, but this has to be very fast. So just like 2 to 5 minute break. Be right back. Thanks, guys.
See you guys then.
See
you
you.
guys
Well,
in
actually,
a
before we go to break, can we do one more sub giveaway?
Yeah.
Because we're going to come back and do the big giveaways.
Sound is great.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
Oh,
It's been like that the whole time.
Yay.
if only we could figure out what we did.
You turned it off and then back on again, right?
No, I said we did the Fonzie and we punched the computer and it was fine.
Alright.
Yeah, ready to go? Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're giving away a gift sub to somebody in the chat.
Yay.
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do
go.
it.
Right. Brrrr.
Mr. Shin is gonna get it.
You're
Here we
getting
go.
access to all of our tier 1.
He
I
actually did.
Hell!
Did you really?
Am I a mental? Do I have mental
happened?
powers?
Oh my
Shin,
god.
did you get it?
You called it.
Yeah,
You got it.
Literally?
That's
Literally.
Peter totally called it.
All right,
That's
let's do
crazy.
it again. Thanks,
Wow.
Peter. We really gotta pull ourselves out of this. Is there a way to not make us eligible for this?
Us?
What? Us?
No, it went to Mr.
Mr. Shin.
Oh, I thought,
You thought it went to
oh, I
Peter.
missed
No,
that.
I
Mr.
said. I
Shin.
just said
Mr.
it before it
Shin.
happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You must have looked into the magical.
Peter just
Thanks.
called
Shark
it.
fire.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
There you go, bro.
Moonshot
That
or
is
whatever.
great. Well,
Moonshot.
Mendeleal. I mean, he is
Awesome.
his character. D&D is real, guys. We say it all the time. That's gonna be a T-shirt. We need that T-shirt. By the
That's a
way.
good
D&D is
T-shirt.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, D&D is real.
T-shirt.
Congrats.
If that's the case, I'm changing my character to something
Congrats,
really
Mr.
good.
Shin.
Your character is
No,
really
I'm
good.
joking.
What do you?
I
My
can't wait
character's
for you guys to
awesome.
see what I'm wearing when we meet back up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're
All your bling.
so fly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, how much did you spend on that?
Oh,
And you're
Looks
gonna be like,
expensive.
All right, save that for when you guys actually meet up.
He's such a poser.
All
He's
right,
like
now
the
we'll be
total
right back, guys.
Nobleman poser, like real
Let's do
money.
it. Not a lot, but I'm
One.
just saying.
Hey guys.
Hello.
We're back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hopefully audio is still good. Let us know.
Merry Christmas.
We're gonna go a little bit extra tonight, just to 10:15, just so we have a little bit more time to explore some of this stuff.
Great.
Because it's the holidays and we get to stay up late.
It's the holiday season, and it's a Saturday, guys.
And it's a Come on,
And
crack
for those
one.
of you who maybe are tuning in and don't know, our usual stream is on Mondays, so
Yeah,
that's
we-
when you can
But
have
we
your Mondays be made a little bit
might
better.
be changing that. I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
We're
know.
working
We,
on
The
it.
best
That's-
thing you can do is follow us and subscribe to us, and you'll be.
But we're not
in
going to
the
be on this
know.
Monday.
Also, if our viewers
Right.
would like to put any votes in, I think I would personally be open to votes.
yeah, I would
About
like to
what?
hear
About
what
a
you
day
guys
idea.
think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Oh,
what
totally.
I'm super open
some nights
to
of
votes
the week
from
we
vote
can't
from,
do, like Sunday night
No,
is
no, no,
not an
between
option. But like
Mondays.
Friday, Saturday, I don't even know if the rest of my players can do that. Monday, Wednesday, let us know what you guys think is the best night, and we'll consider that as we come back into the new year, as we kind of work on scheduling and things like that.
And also
Feedback
not
is
just day,
nice.
but time frames that are good for.
Yeah, do you
all
like a
the-
3-hour show, a 4-hour show?
A
No,
6-hour
no,
show,
no, no,
an
that's
8-hour,
not what I mean.
24-hour show.
No,
you guys
no,
let us know
I
what
mean,
you
do
want.
Probably
do you
4,
like it
right?
like from a 6
Do
to
you
9?
do? Let's get some
7 to
rolling
10,
in.
7 to 10.
7 to 10 and 8
we
to
don't
11.
just
Yeah,
tell us
that's
like
what you
7
Or
to
want.
2 to
11.
5. You know, like just curious.
Those true D&D players out there know that 3 hours is
That's
a very
I mean,
small
basically, we
amount
can't
of
even
time.
get through, a tavern.
That's buying gear and then.
We can- you just-
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's just buying.
Okay, well, the rest of us who are not true D&D players.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Are you a
whoa.
faker? Are you
I'm not a
real?
faker. I'm
Whoa.
just saying.
We
I
like
like an
humans.
efficient.
We're normal mortals.
See?
Are data
There we
driven.
go. We've got
Okay.
2 people
I
saying.
Curious-
apologize
curious
for that
performers.
comment.
Wow.
Someone.
Because now,
Can we bleep that?
Uh,
Is there any way?
I think we
can
just
keep
need
it
a
Strike it
little-
from the record.
it
Your
unholy?
Honor.
we
like
just
saying
need a little
Voldemort?
context. We definitely, Maddie is an amazing actress and comedian, and the power of D&D is that she's even doing the show, guys. When we talked to her about it, she's like, I don't know, but then she came in. And she's digging it. She likes it. She's got her
D&D
own dice there now.
As I'm sure
show
you've
that.
gathered when I go, Peter,
Yes.
what do I do next in a battle?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm picking it up.
You
and
don't trust
Tabitha's
me?
here.
Well, no.
Okay, no.
Listen, D&D changes lives and it saves lives.
And D&D
we
is
just
real.
had
It
2
actually
people,
does. That's like no joke.
Yeah. And we had 2
Totally.
people just say 24-hour stream tonight.
Oh, okay,
I love
guys.
you,
24
hardcore
hours
folks.
straight.
Mike.
That'll
and,
be Peter and I.
Mike and Timmy the Sport. We'll be here.
We'll be here. We'll do it. I'll play everybody.
See you in the morning.
No,
Yeah.
but that is one of the things we wanted to kind of
Okay.
do is make sure.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
All
off.
right, and
Oh,
we only get
last
15
comment,
minutes.
and then we're
Yeah,
gonna get
let's
back
get
because
back into
we're running
this.
out of time.
Okay, no,
going to
I'll
10:30,
undo my
right?
comment. I retract my comment.
Oh,
From the record, Your Honor.
It
Alright.
is
this adorable
In the vault
reindeer over here
a secret
retracts her
what I
comment.
would ever have said.
Okay,
Did we ever get to the bank?
No, we're
not yet.
gonna
but-
do that whole business.
Tabitha loves
tell
going
you
to
what,
the bank
we'll do-
so
You
much
asked
that
some
the
psycho
minutes
for
feel like
dinner.
hours
Before
on the way
we
to the
do
bank.
that, guys,
Everything
we
right
have we're back from break, so we have some giveaways we gotta do. We gotta
Yeah.
do one of our biggies now.
Yeah, this is exciting.
How many more subs do we have to give away? We've given away 3.
I think we have
Give
one
away
more, right?
3.
One more sub and then the
Let's-
biggie, right?
Let's do our sub. Let's give our final sub away, and then let's hit the big time. So if you guys are watching right now, you stand a chance to win.
All right, hold on. I just got to read this one from Timmy the Spork. If you're on Role Players, you're a true D&D player. Even if you weren't before.
Here, here.
Boom!
Thanks,
Here.
Timmy.
Timmy the Spork is absolutely correct.
Let's give away some stuff,
Timmy,
and then
Timmy,
let's get
you're
back to
always
Vordin.
all
Yeah.
the love.
One more
Timmy
sub.
is
One more
always
sub.
One more
all
sub.
the
One more
love.
sub.
Timmy,
I'm going out right
One
now.
more sub going out.
Yay! Best of luck to everybody.
It's starting with an S.
Boom.
It's the S one.
Yeah.
I I just feel like I should roll my things, even though it doesn't
Just
mean
roll.
anything.
Just roll.
Kind of fun.
Yanari.
What's up to Yanaril?
Oh,
Yanaro.
Yanaro.
Yanaril, welcome.
You
Is
know.
that with a G in front of it, like a silent G?
Like you
Oh,
know.
like an narwhal?
Getting some Nordic
How
kind
do you,
of
how do you
vibes.
spell that?
Oh, that's cool.
I'm into spelling.
Well,
All right.
congratulations.
Congratulations
It's Christmas
to you.
time in the city.
Yes, happy holidays. Celebrate whatever you got to celebrate, but be good to each other out there. All right.
D&D.
That was our last
Do it.
sub.
Roll
Now
that
we've got.
20.
Now, guys, can I get a little vote? Do we do the
Let's
D&D
give
vote
away
book
some books.
of their choice, or do we do
Why
the
don't we do it
Paula's?
at the very end as a nice like nightcap for everything?
Okay, so let's do Paola's now, and then D&D book at the end.
All right, I like it. That's kind. I want to do one now, so let's do a big one. All right. So the loot from Paula's Pixels, a T-shirt of your choice, patch of your choice, and a pin of your choice.
You get to pick.
And her stuff
Pin?
is the best.
A
Yeah.
pin.
It is so cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, she's got. Oh,
It's cool.
She's got the best stuff. All D&D. She's a true D&D fan. You'll see when you check out her stuff.
I can't wait.
Okay. Chris?
So
All right,
wh-
so-
what are the stipulations here?
What are the stipulations
Who
here?
are we
Four
giving it
letter-
away to
first
someone
one.
I
that's in
think
the
we
chat?
advertised in the past as long as you're a.
Yeah, this was to be to any person who followed us, so they don't
Okay.
have to be active in the chat at the moment.
A follower.
Okay.
Any
Yeah, but
follower.
maybe. All right, the D&D book
we
has
could
to
just
be
do a
active in the
random
chat
number.
tonight,
I love it.
I'm fine with that.
I feel
right?
that.
That
Yeah.
sounds
We're
Whoever's
changing,
been
we're
hanging in
changing the
there
rule of that
watching
one. It's totally
Christmas
fine.
weekend, it's you're in. You're
Alright,
getting
so
the
we'll
book.
do a random number. And
Ooh,
it's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah.
Let's just do it on the stream. Should we? No, I don't know.
How many people we have? I don't know.
We have.
I'd like to get to the bank in the game, you guys.
Yeah.
I know. All right.
I want to play some.
Might be
D&D.
something to
waiting
do.
all night.
All right.
We have
You don't
22
forget it.
people
You guys are
right now.
watching. You guys are here. You're putting in the time. We're doing it to people on the stream.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
All the gifts go to
Yay.
people watching.
I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes
And I already
a lot of
changed the
sense.
rules from that original promo, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
And
We're-
we hope you're having the best.
Only because it's
Saturday
easy
night.
and
Yes,
we know how to
guys.
do that.
We are
so
having fun.
we are having a blast.
Let's
Yeah.
give out some.
All right.
Let's give out some Christmas presents.
You guys
or
ready?
Hanukkah presents.
I'm ready. Ready,
Yeah.
guys? This is a big one.
Kwanzaa
Let's do
presents.
it.
Hanukkah,
Paula's
Kwanzaa.
Or atheist presents. I'm
Or
really
some,
into
you know-
presents.
What's that?
Or atheist presents.
Or
I mean, it could
atheist.
Or
literally,
atheist,
like,
whatever.
equal
Does
opportunity
Does
presents.
atheists have a holiday?
No,
at
No, but they
Christmas?
have
That
the
wasn't
right
right.
to
Don't
receive
worry about that.
presents.
Here we go.
Whether
All right,
they're
that whatever that was wasn't
observed
right.
any
Rolling it.
holiday or not.
Okay, I
And
guess-
boom!
Spirit.
Spirit!
1166.
Yeah,
Spirit,
Spirit.
1166.
See, that's what I thought was going to get the sub.
Order
So-
66.
Spirit.
Congratulations!
You're getting your
I can
choice
feel
of all these
you
amazing
calling.
things.
We will DM you, and you need to go to Palace Pixels,
Oh, yeah.
check your website, pick a T-shirt of your
Oh, I
choice,
think- yeah,
patch
yeah.
of your choice, and a pin of your choice. Let me know what you've picked, and we'll get your address, and we'll send that on out to you.
Congrats,
guys.
Spirit.
Congrats.
Congrats to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. We're really excited to have you, and congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, where
So-
are you going to put your pin on, Spirit?
Oh,
Is it
Like
going
a
to be
cool
on your book
backpack?
bag? Is
On
it
a
gonna be on
denim
your
jacket?
shirt?
She
Is
might
it
not
gonna
wear
be
it
might
over
decide.
on your
Is
ugly
it a-
Christmas
is it all that
sweater?
pin, a blah,
I'm
blah, 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 blah?
so
a pin, a patch,
curious.
and a T-shirt.
A
of
pin,
their
a
choice.
patch, and a T-shirt?
I need
Yeah,
to
it's
know.
the
Damn.
loot bundle.
That's the
Bundle.
trifecta.
I
It
really
is the
need to know
trifecta.
where
All right,
Maybe you need
so-
a stocking stuffer for someone. Wrap
Hey,
one of those up. and-
Do it.
Oh, let's
Oh, that's a
see.
good
All right, let's get
Frugal
back into
tips.
Vordin.
All right, guys.
Maddie, the D&D player.
Keep watching.
Yeah.
We're
I'm a
giving away a
huge
D&D
fan
book
of the
of your
re-gift
choice
gift
at the
set.
end of the
Yeah.
stream.
Yes, I'm totally playing one of those out for my
Yeah,
Christmas.
Boxing Day gifts.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like,
All right. Now,
All right, let's get in there.
you know, we're going to jump back to them, and then we'll come to you.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, you guys.
Do we see the bank?
So you make your way to the inner
I'm still on my.
And I'm behind you.
workings
Yeah,
of
come on,
the
Chris.
circle. Now,
I like that little.
She's getting
the
all,
street
like,
that you've gone
bouncy
down,
in her
you
seat.
see a couple other avenues that split off from the street. Now they look smaller, more residential. You're not seeing any shops. There are a couple of shops on this kind of spoke wheel towards the center of the city, but you haven't seen a bank yet. But as you make your way, you finally come to the middle of the city, and there's a smaller circle. It's more of an oval, really, that goes around this inner part of the city, and you immediately come upon a very large Crown's Guard garrison. And you see the Crown's Guards that are on patrol, that are going in, and new ones coming out, and just a lot of activity around that area. You see this beautiful tower in the middle of the city that just reaches up about almost 100 feet. And it's pure circle going up, and you see beautifully carved, look elven influenced, these windows at the top. And past that, there's another building. You can't quite see; it's quite large on the other side of the circle. And there are less people in here, less merchants, almost no merchants actually. Everybody looks like they have fine dress on. There are nice carriages going by, people on horseback. A lot of Crown's Guards walking around. What would you guys like to do?
Seems like a strange place for a bank.
I agree, but let's just ask one of these guards. Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi. We're looking for the bank.
It's right there,
Oh, thank you.
on the other side of the
Thank you.
circle.
We appreciate it.
Carry on.
Oh,
Okay, and he kind of goes off with
Will
a
it
weird
just
look
don't
on his
do
face.
anything. Pretend you're like
I thought that was like
Just-
the right, like it felt
you're
very.
meditating. Okay, we're gonna go
And as
into
you
the
guys
bank.
trot along, you see now the entrance to the tower, and there are more Crown's Guards, of course, stationed there. You see a board up with a bunch of notices that you guys just kind of pass by and don't look at.
Is there a place to tie off the horse?
Well, you're still coming around. It looks like you're at the back of this building.
Hmm.
So as you come around, this is the bankiest bank that you can imagine. It has 4 columns in the front, and there are 4 Crown's Guards at the base of each column. And there's a large doorway with dark wood doors with polished silver bands for the woods. You know, it's very intricate, very beautiful door. No windows. And yes, there is a rail to tie off your horse out front.
Do you want me to stay out here and keep watch while you do the inside, or?
Yeah, I'll just remain out here and prepared. Okay?
Right,
And
I'll
if I
keep
don't come out in like 20 minutes, then just head after me, okay?
You don't want me to alert the guards if you don't come out in
You're not
time,
there.
or?
I know.
You don't know?
I'm a watch.
Okay,
I'm
so
very excited to find out.
I am
I
still
am
like
an audience
cloaked
member,
up,
and
and
it's
I like
fun.
head into the building.
As you head up to the front door, halt! Cloak off, please.
And I come down and I like am stroking my braid
Thank
that
you.
I did.
Proceed.
Oh, works every time. The braid stroke.
So I head in.
And you open the door, and you see inside. It's very nice. There's, it's not a marble, but it's a lighter stone, and everything has been crafted inside with this stone and a dark wood that you don't recognize. That has a black vein running through the grain. It's beautiful. There's silver accents everywhere in here, and you see a lot of people busy at these desks. You see stacks of money.
It feels
see
like
some
home
gems.
to me.
You see inside the walls are actually lined with Crown's Guard. Just about every 5 feet there's a guard, and they're all facing inside, looking in. There are stairs on each side that seem to go up to a second level and disappear where you can't see. And then at the far side look like essentially tellers. There's an area, and there's some people waiting there, and people behind this counter and talking to the customers.
Great. Is there a queue?
Yes, there is a small queue,
Okay,
but it moves pretty quickly because there
Okay.
are 4 tellers there.
I'm getting in.
Okay, and you only wait about 3 minutes. And
Okay.
next.
Hello.
Yes,
I would like to open a savings account.
very well. And he pulls out this paper. He gets his pen. Name.
Is there a
Is that
level
it?
of?
Is that a difficult question? Name.
I just want to ask a question before I give you my name. My question is there a level of security about the names, or are the names public knowledge when you open an account with them?
But no, you give your name and we look it up, and you'll have a passcode phrase.
And if someone wanted to come and say, like, does so-and-so have a bank account here, would you be able to give that
Do we
information?
look like we would hand out that information?
No, you don't. I just wanted to double check because
We're
I'm not
a
from
bank.
here.
We're not an information center.
Okay, great. So, my name is Tibitha,
And it's just picks up his
not Grass.
quill, and you look at this guy. He's definitely elven. but he looks kind of shrunken. There's something. He's not that old, but he doesn't look healthy. He looks like somebody who doesn't ever see the sun. Or he's probably not eating very well or taking care of himself. He's kind of just not well taken care of, but extremely sharp eyes. He's got these little half moon glasses that he reads his ledger with, and he's quick with his quill. Just Tabitha grass. Very well. What city do you reside in?
I'm a vagrant, so you can just say Vordin.
Vagrant. Doesn't strike me with confidence of where you actually live.
Okay, well, I live in Merrig.
But I could understand why you wouldn't want to say that. Married.
So, now you're
Yes,
aware.
well, it's embarrassing. I do need to know where you actually live, so we can send the Crown's Guard if your account goes negative. Right.
Don't
How
have to
much
worry about
will you be depositing today?
I would like to deposit 450 gold.
450 on. Wow. Should I bring the cart around to take it?
Okay, what is the rate of interest? And also, I would like to ignore your mean comments because they're horrible.
You do know this is Vordin.
Okay, so what's
is
the
not
rate?
married
What's
anymore.
the rate of interest?
2%.
Okay. What is the time frame on that?
Annual.
Okay, great.
I gotta
Annual.
I have such a Star Wars thing coming bubbling up. I've gotta
Okay.
stuff it down.
2%
You are a protocol droid, are you not?
You will soon learn some respect.
I'd love it. Come on, Return of the Jedi. Just give me some.
Don't get us into Star Wars.
No,
this is
I just
D&D.
this is
This is
Okay.
Just so you
fucking
know,
D&D.
in a
Come on.
year, this will make
Guess you guys can see
9
that.
gold profit.
Solid.
Just
That's solid.
She's playing the long game. Let her
I
do
like
it.
it.
you're not charged my money.
You're not there.
Yeah,
you're not there.
here.
Okay.
I know I was
And,
talking. That's my.
And-
That's Chad.
and is this
Total Chad thing to say.
I have to say, I'm a bit of a Dimbus foreigner. Does this bank connect with any other banks in Necroli?
Yes.
Is there a network? Like if I
It's
if
the
I,
King's Bank. So
okay, so if I was in a different town that also had a bank, could I like withdraw?
if you're in
and,
the kingdom,
okay,
yes.
great.
Yeah.
And that is the
In
only information I needed
kingdom.
to know.
Just, but not outside of the kingdom.
Okay, that makes sense because
Is it
is-
confusing?
No, no.
Okay. All right.
And I would like to
Pretty
say that
brilliant.
I'm interested in where you got your beautiful spectacles. They're gorgeous.
I don't believe you, but I'll tell you that there is a place in town that
Okay.
sells them. You'll see them on the enticing way.
Okay.
Eastgate.
Thank you, and you should believe me because I need to invest in some. So.
Oh, well. Are you planning to deposit more, or is this your full ambition here at 450?
For today, that will be all. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
If you deposit more and you get up to, actual levels of wealth,
Thank you.
the interest rate will increase.
Oh, and when does it increase?
Way over this level.
Okay, well, just tell me.
Well,
when
friendly
it-
reminder, you do have platinum. Remember?
Once you reach 2,000 on deposit with the bank, you'll earn another percent. If you can get to 5,000 on deposit with His Majesty's Bank, you will get 3 more percent.
Wow.
So
Is that a
at
total of
5,000, you get
8%
6% interest
Interest
annually. Okay.
That's pretty significant.
And then
Especially if you put, like,
Better than
She's doing the
a lot
math.
of gold.
Oh, I know.
okay.
Trust me,
She's
I'm well prepared. She did this in the test campaign. I had to work out a whole accounting system for Anacrally to be ready. I'm ready.
Ever the enterprising
Yeah.
thief.
Yes.
You have to be prepared for
No,
such.
which I appreciate.
Yes.
But do you remember?
Flush this out,
I
have
was
you?
trying to remind
I
you.
don't
Yes,
have any
but
on
she's not
here.
into D&D.
I thought I had
so.
some too, but I don't.
Yeah, you would have to
Yeah,
add it
right.
either in your notes or on D&D Beyond.
What?
You actually.
I don't see any, but I thought I got some platinum from
What?
someone.
Yeah, I remember
You
you,
did,
getting
yeah.
platinum somewhere.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you would have to
Okay.
make a
You
note
do
of it.
have to write it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just got a couple. It was
How
just
many
a-
did you get?
There's
You'll
a
have to go
couple.
back
It
and
doesn't
watch
say
all
on
the-
here.
But
Oh, I have to
platinum's
watch
worth
an
a
old
lot,
episode.
so-
I
because
thought she
Yeah.
got 2 platinum.
It
That was
was.
just
It
my
was 1 or
recall.
2.
I don't know.
'Cause I think I got
It's
1.
just
Let's see
20
what I
gold,
wrote
but-
down.
I definitely got some, but it's not on here, which could be because
We didn't have internet at the time.
we could have had an internet issue.
We've
Well, we
had
have
all
plenty
the
of time
issues.
during break to see if we
We'll
can figure
we'll
that
figure
out.
it out.
Okay, well, very well. So that will be all business I'll be conducting today. I may have more later to deposit, but
I'll
for
help
now,
you do.
that's
Help
all.
you do.
I should.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for a deposit in the King's Bank. Thank you. Next. Okay.
Now I'm eager to figure out what the hell you've been doing.
So,
I'm
Seville.
interested
Seville Ranta.
in what I'm doing.
What's your one?
Everyone's
earring?
interested in what Seville Rant is
Love
doing.
it.
Let's do it. Seville Ranta.
All right. So,
Man of intrigue.
let's say for the interest of time, you stop a few people. You find out where the wet and whistle,
Mm-hmm.
the wet and whistle are. The wet and whistle.
Wet
And it takes you some time to find it. It is on one of those seemingly residential side streets. It's easy to spot as you get closer because you see there's a flow, a stream of kind of the more worker people, the support staff for the merchants, the people who work the stalls in town, the cleaners, some of the Crown's Guard off duty, all making their way to a very large tavern off of the main road. And you approach and you see there's a sword and an arrow crossed on the sign, and it says wet and whistle. And you hear already coming out of there just kind of raucous laughter. And you see people standing in the doorway. They've got their tankards and they're drinking. It's a lot more fun than anything you've seen in Vordin so far. This is kind of the real place that the people go. And making your way inside, the lively bard music hits your ears, and the smell of meats and stale ale, sawdust on the floor kind of place. It's packed. There are tons of people in here, all different species, but mostly human, elves, half-elves, and that sort. You see at the back of where the bar is, there's a very large half-orc. They're polishing glasses, pouring drinks, and an elven, a woman, skirting through serving people. Dark hair, darker skin, kind of an olivey type skin, and long hair and a plait down the back. What would you like to do?
I'd like to look over the place and see if I recognize just on sight, or at least some emanations in my mind that may have some language or a tell where I can find a contact.
Do a history check for me first, and then do a perception check.
Right. History first. 14 on the history.
Okay. So you remember, it's been some time, and this was earlier in your training, especially because your training was very specific. And so some of the internal training you were sort of glossed over, but you remember that in order to find, you're not going to spot your contact. You need to
Right.
communicate in the Mendeleal way in order to find your contact. And that's all you can remember.
Okay.
But what was your perception?
Perception is 16.
16. Okay. You managed. I mean, you look around. It is full of people here. Nobody looks Edgeguard, obviously, that you see. Your attention just keeps coming back to the bartender, because there. I mean, there are literally like 100 people in here. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to look as I kind of walk in and I'm checking out the patrons. I look to the bartender and I just say in my mind towards her, for the king and the queen.
It's a him. Well,
For him?
from what you think, anyway.
Okay.
It's a half-orc.
No, it's a half orc, but you said there was an elf.
There's a.
and-
Oh, you're doing to the waitress?
Yes.
Oh, to the waitress.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just say for the king and the queen, just in my mind, and I look at her, but I don't make eye contact or as I'm sending the telepathy.
So you just kind of glance at her,
Yeah, I just glance at her and just look around nonchalantly.
and she stops. She's not sure where that came from. Talk to the barkeep, and she moves on.
And I go up to the barkeep.
And you see again, this is a half orc, and,
Yeah.
and huge, but everything on this guy, despite the lay of this bar, is extremely like well done. Like he's very clean. His tusks are filed down. He's well dressed, and he's got a bit of a twinkle in his eyes. He comes up. What can I get you?
Well, I'm looking for something, a hot libation.
Huh. Well, I got a few things I can do that.
And so
How
as he-
strong do you want it?
And as we're doing this, said, any place that a fellow like me can meet somebody, maybe on the medium strength.
I see. He puts the cup down. I tell you what, best you go in the back and pick out your own. We've got a few varieties. You might find one you like. Check the fourth barrel.
Well, I appreciate it. And I reach into one of my many pockets of my leather armor, and I pull out a gold, and I just give it to him.
Pockets it, nods, goes back to cleaning.
Okay.
You make your way now, you see on the bar kind of wraps around, there's a small doorway there. You make your way back there, and kind of the sounds fade a little bit. You get in there, and you see it's a storeroom. There's kegs of ale, there's meat hanging there, dried out and salted, all kinds of glasses and whatnot. You see there are 4 large barrels on the ground, very large barrels that are sitting up. Look like they probably hold some kind of food.
Yeah.
And you go to the 4th one, and this one you do remember something about this training, and you reach over on the far side of the barrel and you pull the metal ring up and spin the lid. And as the lid spins, the entire barrel, kind of the wood drops and stacks on itself, so the whole thing opens up, and you see there's a small spiral staircase there, just big enough for you to get through.
Okay.
Cool.
This is dope.
And you see there's light down below.
Okay. I'm just going to casually just check over my shoulder, make sure there's no eyes upon me.
The way the barrels are situated, they can't be
They can't.
seen from the front room.
All right, I'm going to quickly go down.
So you go down, you gonna close it or just?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as you go, the moment you're down, you just reach, there's a handle, a well-worn silver handle.
Yeah.
Grab it and the thing just spirals closed. It goes back and looks like a barrel again.
Yeah.
And you make your way down. You can barely hear the sounds above. It's eerily quiet down here. The smell is a little damp, a little bit of a kind of a mold almost to it as you're making your way down. There's a flickering blue light.
I was going to say, prior to walking in, I would have grabbed the artifact
Oh,
and
okay.
sheathed it in a blanket, but put it over my backpack and package.
Okay. You'd have to kind of take that off to get down.
Yeah.
This tunnel is just barely bigger than you. I mean, you can do it, but it's not a lot of space.
Okay.
It's a very well hidden entrance. So you do that, and you're holding it, and you're going down, and again, you have this flickering blue light down there. You get to the bottom of the steps, and you see there's a doorway ahead of you, and there's an emblem that you know right away. That's Edgeguard.
Okay.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Just an emblem.
There's an emblem, just an emblem on the door, on the wooden door.
I'm
of
going
Edgeguard.
to reach into my mind and activate it
Okay.
and to see if it ignites, and if not, I'm just going to knock.
No. So nothing happens. You go to knock, and there's a blade at your throat. And you hear in your mind your name.
Seville Ranta, Edgeguard. 1
Blade.
year in the field.
Blade drops. Seville. Well met.
Well met indeed.
Mom's the key. Come on. And he opens up the door, and he leads you into a small room. By the way, the flickering blue light was coming out from underneath the door. And as you open it up, there's a pit in the middle with this, looks like a fire pit, but it's just this blue flame coming out. And there are bookcases along the wall with various goods. Some you spot right away as Edgeguard stock. And you're just like, you light up. He's like, yeah, I can restock that. I can get some of those extra. And there are 4 people in here, including Zaki, who came in with you. And they shut the door behind you and lock it with this heavy bar. And they look at you and say, it's about fucking time you came in.
Well, it's been a long time since I've had my mind touched.
No. Take his weapons. And they all draw up their weapons on you. And they move in to take your stuff. And we're going to leave it there tonight.
Ooh! What's going to happen?
Pretty
cool.
You're in big trouble, Bubba.
Oh,
Again.
boy.
Yeah, what happened here, Mr. Tough Edgeguard?
I guess we'll go save you again.
Seriously.
Hey, for the record, I didn't need saving at the.
That's
You
right.
were fine on top of the
Yeah,
carriage.
you,
You just would have
you had
laid
managed
there
just-
forever.
You were
smoking your pipe.
leisurely smoking, chewing on a pipe when we arrived.
Chewing, not even smoking.
Yeah.
No, not
Well,
even
that was
smoking.
that was
Not
good
even
fun.
smoking.
Oh, that was good.
Is it now time for the free book giveaway?
It is
Yes.
now time for the D&D book giveaway. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who's here tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't watch the stream as we're streaming, so hopefully we got some follows because it's for the kids. So if you guys didn't bring your friends to get more follows for the kids, it's sad.
For the kids.
But for those who did, I'm sure we had some. I really appreciate it. I'm sure the kids really appreciate it. So, without further ado, our final prize for the holiday special show. Chris,
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you guys
So
ready?
ready.
Oh, wait,
So excited.
Here we go.
Ho, ho, ho!
roll
Our
it.
final gift of the holiday show goes to...
Oh boy, here comes the
Timmy
book. Here
the
comes-
Sport!
You deserve it so much, Timmy.
That is awesome.
D&D book of your choice,
Timmy,
pal.
Timmy, Tim.
That's
Oh.
amazing.
Timmy, congrats. Oh, I'm so excited.
Very well
Huge,
deserved.
Timmy. That's awesome.
Timmy's
man.
been with
Been
us
with
from
us
the
from the
start.
From day one.
So happy holidays, Timmy. We're so excited. We will DM you and find out which book you prefer, get
Yeah.
your address, and get it out to you. I don't know if we can make it by Christmas if you celebrate such a thing, but we'll get it out to you as fast as we can.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Congrats, Timmy.
And
Yeah.
thank you so much
Yes,
for watching,
big
you
time.
guys.
Yeah,
Awesome,
thank you guys
We
for
love
watching.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Happy
hanging in there
holidays,
as we had
everybody.
yet again some more technical difficulties.
Hey.
Hopefully we're learning.
Hopefully,
We're
a
not
thing in the
experts.
past.
Yeah.
We're getting there, though. We're getting
there. We're
Yeah.
we're having to figure this all out on the fly by ourselves. So
Hey.
we do what we can.
Hey.
So between
Um,
now and 2020, I hope everybody
Yeah,
has a
so
wonderful
let's.
day.
When are we
Yeah.
coming on next? What's the deal?
Around the
Because
bend of
people
the
have asked,
year.
we coming back on Monday, but no, we're not.
Well, not with the campaign. It's
Yeah.
possible. Oh no, we will not be
No,
on
we won't.
Monday
Nope,
because I will
Monday
not
is-
be in town. We will
No
not be
one-
at the set.
No one will be here at the set.
But we will. Who knows? We might be able to do a little Q&A or something remotely. But no standard show until the new year. We'll let you guys know. If you're not following us already on Instagram, we're the Role Players with an S, all one word, on Instagram. And on Twitter, we're _Role Players, again with an S. Check us out there. We drop our information about shows and all that. So find out there. A special thanks, of course, to Jamie and Mike for being in the
Yes,
chat
thank you so
and
much.
keeping everything going, and for the dice giveaways and all the mini games and all the stuff that you guys
Fantastic.
did tonight. Just 1,000 thanks. Thank you.
Felt like a real
Yeah.
spirit of the holidays.
I
tonight.
know.
It's a good one.
And again, guys, it's that time of year. Go out there, be good people, spread charity and love and acceptance, and we'll all have a better
All that good
world in
stuff.
2020.
Well
So,
said, Judd.
Amen.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, indeed.
Just thanks, everybody. Thank you for letting us make your Mondays or Saturdays,
as it is.
a little bit better. And we'll see you guys soon.
All right.
2020.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Love you
Enjoy
guys.
your families and friends.